Oh my god. Have I done everything correct with nothing being broken? I think I have. Oh my god. It's incredible. That is the true power of PSP Special. I don't know. I just thought I'd just give him random credit for that. But what is up, one and all? Welcome back. It is Finals Thursday. The best place to be come Thursday each week because we've got bangers for you here. Anatan versus Vortex into B versus Louis MT into a grand final between the two victors. An epilogue of a tale that could weave 17 games in total. I don't know where else you're going to get that much content in one day. That's kind of crazy. And yeah, B, he did 3-0 Lucifer. Not just that, we just saw Kilyadi. Actually, we got the results in because these old coaches took their time scheduling. A 3-2. Louis barely beat Kilyadi. It came that close. But this is going to be fireworks, man. Vortex versus Anatan in one set. Let me remove the rotation on the carousel because that was a one-stream deal. Boom. And I'm already seeing, like, what's this in chat? I read a very interesting thread on Reddit about the current draft system. Any chance KPMM will switch from exclusive bans to global bans now that we have enough civs for that? It's a less confusing and more strategic system. I would argue that while you would be correct in that it is potentially less confusing, I would challenge the less strategic or the more strategic part. I would argue it's less strategic because it monotonizes the banning phase. Whereas when people can ban what they want to ban, you tailor it and you have different approaches, different arcing approaches. Otherwise, like, you just get this inherent race after the same civ every time, being more likely to occur. Whereas, like, in this format, it allows you to style your bans around that guy there does that thing and I don't want to deal with that thing, right? So I'm going to ban it away from him. So the banning becomes more flavorful, if anything. Like, there's a reason why we kept it, because the asymmetrical balance, like, it's very different, in my opinion. Like, the banner systems in games like, you know, that kind of banner system in games like League of Legends Dota works because there is an insane amount of options. And because you have all these other variables interjecting. It's not just, hey, look, I'm playing this and you're playing that. It's all the other things on top. So to me, it feels very different. What mod am I missing? Oh, I know what mod I'm missing. I need to download Saints mod. Already had it. I couldn't actually observe. The idea of global bans that you ban your opponent's strength and your own weakness, whereas exclusive bans pretty much forces banning the objective top tiers. I kind of disagree with that. I think it's the other way around. No? How is it any different? I would argue if you have exclusive bans, you are targeting what your opponent does, even more so, because it means you can lean into what you think your strengths are and you can block out theirs. Does that make sense? Like, if anything, what you just described, like, you almost, I feel like you've maybe confused them, at least from my perspective. Like, I would say allowing someone to choose what they're going to ban is inherently, like, more tailored, more targeted towards the individual. You know? That's my take on it anyway. Alright. Game number one, we're going to be on alopecia. It's going to be Ottomans versus HRE. But the boys are already ready. So if we get predictions up and get ready to go, dude, this is going to be hype one. Here we go! Alright, let's hop into... Wait, HRE Ottomans on this map? That's pretty funky. I don't think these guys are waiting around. I think this is pure aggression. One and all, welcome back to the channel for a caster game. We've got Vortex versus Anatan, an HRE Ottoman matchup. And you know this is going to get frisky fast. I mean, the names, the style of these two civs, it's all going to be fireworks here in this week of the midweek muster. Welcome back to the channel, folks. Yes, I need to get that music off, don't I? We have got a Rax opening from Vortex, so already looking to be aggressive on the opening. This is a pretty interesting semifinals, actually. Like, Vortex versus Anatan. I mean, it's like old versus new guard, right? Like, Vortex has returned to form. Anatan is still up there competing. And he's been looking pretty fierce. In fact, he just came off the back of freeing GIF music. The man, the myth, the legend was able to 2-1 wham. Now, admittedly, like, Vortex's journey, historically, like, based on results, should be seen as a little bit more impressive, 3-0ing Voldemar, especially his recent performances. But I would put nothing past this man. I mean, Anno Chad on Ottomans is something to behold, really. You know, this guy, he's starting to learn quickly, like, the true value, the true power. You know, when we had the creative preview and we done some show matches between him and B, you know, he came out of that saying, dude, this pick is, like, giga broken. He just keeps getting it. It's like, I know, like maybe bat it away from him, pick it away from him, don't let him have it. So here he is picking it away from Vortex instead. But Vortex, this is something, I feel like a comfort pick, a staple pick of the Spaniards drafts. They quite often seem to gravitate towards this HRE pick. Even in the Pro Scout meta, they were big fans of it. In the Pro Scout meta, they would use it to go Pro Scouts, weirdly enough, when a lot of players weren't doing that with HRE. I know. Wasn't expecting this, it seems. No, he hadn't scouted. So Panic Rushes on the gold. We'll get what he needs, though. He's got the drop-off there, which is max. And should just be able to run the people back shortly. I say shortly. Oh no! What? The buffing! Okay, he still gets it. Vortex draws first blood. Man, everyone just grinding up against the rocks of awkward like there. First spin coming out, but that was disgusting, Micro, man. Don't do it. I don't think he has enough. Oh god, no, he does. Guys, no, like this might be the quickest game of the day. Like, are you kidding me? He doesn't have enough. Has he got a backup goal? Nope. They're on the same side. No way. Vortex hasn't. Wait. Oh, are you kidding me? No. Right idea, wrong position. Ano sneaks it out. The two villagers round. Wait, what was that? Did he just give himself away? What's going on? What is this? The body blocks now. Vortex just trying to get in the way. Ano just trying to use the formation shuffle to get back, but it's not going to work. Surely. He goes for the glory. One final stab. He can actually use the scout right now, but he whiffs. Does get the kill. This is ridiculous. HRE spears. Always to be feared. Man, I warned you guys. I told you this was going to be an action-packed series. We're only 3.5 minutes into the game, and we've already seen this much. Makes you wonder what we're going to see by minute 5 or 6. I know. He's just going to get harassed down. So his spears, like, I mean, it's hard for his spears to win this fight. But because inherently over time, like, you've been getting grinded down, Vortex is eventually going to admit that Ano will get the age up. But didn't come about its cost. -2 workers. And tech up already now on the way for Vortex, despite all the investment. This is brutal. This game has a good tutorial. Is the tutorial queue into Vortex and then get used as a pummel bag, you know? Like just a little punching bag? That seems to be the tutorial right now for Anatan to start off the day in this series, man. This has been a rough beginning. And HRE, and no slouch. Once they get this Arhan online, they already have an inflated economy. Meanwhile, you've lost 2 workers, and for what? Maybe just not respecting the nature of alopecia. Because alopecia, it's not impossible, but it's quite rare for the gold to spawn all the way back here. So it's usually kind of front-facing, or at least down the flank. So you have to be aware of Dark Age aggro. And this was a pristine example of how to do it. What is it that makes HRE Spearman faster? You guys ever wondered about that? Is it the Adidas? Because, you know, they're German. Like, that's the only thing I can think. It must be the sneakers, you know? What's the law? Why do... yeah, what is the law reason behind marching drills? Did they create marching drills? They might have. It actually might have been a creation of Prussia. Because they were one of the first fully formed armies. Professional armies. Because back in those days, like you gotta remember, a lot of the time you would either use mercenaries or you would levy your citizens and your nobles, etc. But then for like Brandenburg, they militarized and then became eventually Prussia. And their whole gist was that they were going to build this whole professional army that they were going to maintain over years. The value was going to be anytime they need to go to war, anytime someone wanted to go to war with them, they would already have a true fighting force to slay them with. I think Sweden, if I'm not mistaken, it was Sweden. I can't remember if Sweden was first or they were first. Sweden had an interest in militarization as well, I remember. Prussia wasn't part of HRE at first, only conquered lands. But Prussia began as Brandenburg before that, which was part of the HRE. And then they established themselves. Then they like was it? Then they didn't they? I'm pretty sure they unified with the Baltic states, not Baltic states. Prussia and Brandenburg are different states. Yeah, but didn't they unify? Because it was the wasn't the was it Hohenzollern? Hohenzollern? I'm gonna butcher that. It was the Hohenzollern dynasty, wasn't it? Yeah. Which is like the 16th, 17th century, if I remember correctly. Man, now we're just going full nerd lore while we wait for the next battle between the two, aren't we? Am I pronounced that right? It's Hohenzollern, right? Hohenzollern? Close enough. Right now, there are people coming in going, what the hell is KP on about today? Oh, harder? Oh, Hohenzollern! There you go. There we go. But yeah, it's like an interesting interweaving because that unified the states of Brandenburg as well as the Prussian lands, which I don't think identified as Prussia at the time. That happened afterwards when they began the reunification. That is why when you go back and look at like what happened with World War II, that was where the whole like reunification of the German states lab came from, to reclaim like the lost lands. Yeah, all this came from figuring out why they go faster. If we go to World War II, it makes sense why they go faster, you know? Like, that's just blitzkrieg stretch right there. Now, we've got a faster thing coming out. It's going to be Spahi. Interesting thing is Vortex is mirroring with Horseman, which is kind of surprising here. Then again, I think he just feels like he needs to directly counter each element. We have got the Iman strat in play as well. And wait, he went Pro Scouts anyway? I should have known, man. Like, Vortex and Lucifron, they're in love with Pro Scouts on HRE. They were before the nerfs, and it seems to remain the case. Flash now coming in. Spear's trying to dive through, but the Spahi do bait them. Yeah, and he's kind of frontlining with the Imams, weirdly enough. They're not even getting target-fied. Finally, shots are coming in. They're starting to be brought low, but this is buying a lot of goodwill. Maybe not enough. Meta goes down. The Imams are sustained, though, and the Sipahi push it back. Get the Horsemen are rallying to try and defend now, but that means the Healer Boys are getting away with this. Even an activation of the Fortitude. That was a crazy fight, actually. I can't believe that. Anatan, remember, he's 2 workers down. Yet somehow scrambled together a decent fight there. Needs to be careful with those Imams, but the problem is the Archer count just isn't high enough to guarantee the eliminations. Does need to be a little bit careful because these Horsemen could chase him down. But the Archers won't begin pursuit here due to the Sipahi. The speed of the infantry maybe is a Swiss infantry reference. Maybe. I wouldn't really align the Swiss Guard or the Swiss, like, you know, mercenaries, whatever, with HRE more than I would with the Papal States, though. Like, I think if you're looking for an obvious association, like, if you're thinking Swiss, even if they were hardest mercenaries by the HRE regularly, which I don't know if they actually were, the most prestigious thing is the Papal Guard. Spahi looking pretty good right now, by the way. Anatan, I think he's stabilized. That fight has kind of gotten back in this from a dicey position. Well, like so the Swiss would have actually, yeah, so the Swiss would have interacted through many different states because their mercenaries were prestigious. Like, they were one of the best in the 14th, 15th century that you could actually hire. That's why they do the Papal Guard, basically. But, yeah, I don't know if HRE really would have used them. Or at least, my point is, it wouldn't be what you think of straight away, you know? Like, there's loads of obscure things that the Ottomans would have done, but there's a reason why we, like, have Janissaries, for example. That's a very obvious alignment. You're like, oh, yeah, that's a unique identifier. But come on, Poker Boys. I thought you guys were winning fights. What's going on? Turns out the spear is stronger than the weirder-looking spear. Yep, pretty much. Actually, what? Is that meant to be feathers on the spear? Have you guys ever noticed it doesn't really look like a little wing thing? Do they actually have those wing things on their spears? I never looked that up. Which is weird after them being in the game for 3 years? Alright, Vortex, I think, ideally wants to find out timing into Castle Age. But obviously he can't rush it. Right now, it's not a bad thing that he's not rushing it, though. Like, he's taking the lead militarily. End goal of HRE is usually to get the hands on Regnants. Because obviously, as the feudal goes longer, the Aachen will lose value as you get out of range of it. Say that, what? What a lot of walk distance, actually. You could add in another lumber camp or two. Flash coming in. The Imams, one's going to go down. That's huge. Okay, so now the second is a liability. And he's been lying in a pool of his own blood. Goes down. No healing ore anymore. Vortex now with the brute force push in. Looking to break Anatan open in game number 1. And it looks like he's going to struggle a little bit at the tail end here, though. Those horsemen, they mount to the Sipahi. Oh, my. Vortex, he had the bloomery advantage, and yet still, the Sipahi are the dominant factor. Oh, my God. The start of that fight looks so good for Anatan. Sweeps through the Imam, sweeps the back line, yes. But still, Anno is holding on for all life with his elite light cap. Question now is, can he economically revamp at the same pace? That's the challenge here. 1-to-1 Sipahi will win, but it shouldn't be 1-to-1 here. Not with the Aachen Chapel effect. Has all the deer been removed? No, like we've still got 2 packs right here, so if Anno backs up any more, that's going to be more pro scout play for Vortex. Good lord. This is becoming a pretty epic game number 1. With a lot of history diving. Bridge. Now, here's your fun historical debate. Where did the idea of fortitude come from? Well, like, actually, yeah. I don't think Sipahi were... Nothing about their attack speed. And yeah, he'll have military schools. He's got the 1. He started with 1. He just hasn't added in extras. I mean, even if he did, he's down by 4 workers and still up against the Aachen buff. This is really difficult. You know, when you have the healers, there's a way you can win because you just keep cycling cav and healing them. And your opponent slowly gets decreased. But that's just not happening yet. Up. Fortitude getting activated. Calm down. Let's not do that in the face of melee unit. Ponies! Rohirrim Riders looking pretty good right now. They got Spearmen backing them up from behind with the marching drills. They're fast. They're full Furiosa. The horsemen already enter into the archer line. Good retreat by Anatan. Reforms. Scares him off. Vortex is starting to prep for a castle up though, while maintaining the military lead. Horsemen around the back. Spears are going to have to dive in all willy-nilly, but that's going to leave them a bit exposed. But the horsemen already on top of the archers. Anatan, not many left here. But what he does have is light cav again. And they cannot be taken lightly in these affairs, no. Fortitude could be activated here to just wipe out the archers. Meta is going to be brought down, but it feels like Vortex is scrambling for these kills so much. And what Anno's doing so well is just positioning. He's just parking. It's like, hold. Full just jams these ponies in the way. He gets so much damage out of it. He just continues to push. Is he going to actually come back into this or just put up the Sipahi? Oh my god, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel. He just got a Kinji. He just used the Vizier points, so we got the pew-pew ponies. Whoa. Is Vortex running out of food? Now, he has got the farm transition coming. This is an important timing. This is like where he's going to be weakest. If Anno doesn't smell the blood and doesn't pounce, there's a bounce back here. Because Anno will eventually run out of food himself. There's only so much you can do to delay the inevitable here. And what is up, Revive Lopez? Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate the tip. Playing all the Dragon I see 600 plus do 2 TC all the time in matchups. Can you explain why no one pros are playing 1 TC Order the Dragon? I think like the economy doesn't scale well enough to enrich the military force fast enough. It used to be that the men-at-arms time was cheesy, but people figured that out. So it's very hard to actually have a good enough economy to just rush it. And wait, is TTS still on with that? Oh my god. Alright, I didn't realize. I need to shift where the TTS is. I want to be able to hear him. Is it done talking? Is Vortex done breathing is the bigger question here. What? How is he doing this? He's in the base. Looking for that pristine hit. Like you don't give a shirt. Sipahi wave isn't lightening up too fast here. No. He's breaking that front line. Spear's coming out to try and deal with this. The archers will struggle to dive the double arrow fire location. But the idle time is real here, man. Vortex, like, does he have any food gathering? He's got some of the berries. That's kind of it. All of a sudden, Anno now with a noteworthy economy lead. Is my mic changed? No, my mic's still the same. What are you thinking about? We're still great. Great. I just changed the mic location. I'm not surprised the guy that spammed Atria in the lab at the moment is saying that Ultimus is broken. Sipahi. Simply the gods of feudal engagements. Still, Vortex gets him out of the base. Anno may have just ran out of food. Yeah, he's on the deer. Alright, this is the danger point. This is a scary point, actually. Because, like, the deer is not that stacked, right? Actually, I think, did any of it get taken back? It might be the full 7 stack. Yeah, no, he took the right side, so he has got some life here. That's going to be important for the Sipahi rematch. We have got a second military school now. What a crazy first game. To think it began with Anatan losing 2 workers in the Dark Age. And somehow we're now in a position where we're talking about Anatan potentially winning this. It's not guaranteed for sure, but, you know, when you think about that type of position, 3 minutes in, like, okay, that's got to be 80% win probability in favor of the guy who got the 2 kills, but no. He says no. He holds on. He holds strong. And he's going to lame the ball now, which is still a thing for reasons. Magic act. It disappeared. Wow, magician. Guys. It's not dirty, okay? It's just good food. What happened is the Ottomans were so hungry, they clearly ate all the balls straight away. It's not that it just disappeared. How would that work in real life? Like, the ball just hits the ground, they just cover it in oil and set on fire? Like, dirty pig. Oh, no, he's going for the other one. He's going for the other one. Vortex. What? He's forced. I don't know what happened to the camera there. He's forced to intercept. He does get the elimination. So that is going to be a food source down the line. Whew. I feel like ball aiming has really gotten popular lately. Yeah, because over time, people have just understood more and more that farm transitions loses you games. You can't rush them. You have to prep yourself accordingly. That's the difference maker. So because farm transitions are harder to do, ball becomes inherently more valuable. Not to mention the fact, it's now been buffed twice. It went from 2,000 feet to 2,200, now to 2,400. Okay, and as we know, 24 is the gold number if you want to binge watch TV. I still haven't watched that TV series. People keep telling me I should. Horseman? No textiles. I know. Why are your people naked? Give them clothes, man. 2 more go down. And what? Wait, is that a misclick? Guys, I don't think that's a misclick. That's intended. He's going for the Istanbul Imperial Palace. Wait, what? Okay. Are we finally evolving the meta after so long of waiting? Is it time? Because I remember a long time ago, I thought that we would make this the meta. That when Siege got nerfed and changed, I thought this was the way we go. And it never happened. But Hanno, after starting this game, 2 workers down. Now first to age up. And he does so with an unorthodox landmark. The Istanbul Imperial Palace. Remember, folks, this landmark will give you more XP generation towards your Vizier points, as well as 3 additional Vizier points over what you'd normally have access to. So it looks like he went straight away into the Advanced Academies. That's going to allow him to just start pumping out Knights now. And I wonder what else you're going to go for here. Is it a Pax Ottomana game? Probably not needed. Janissaries could come in clutch, but he doesn't have enough military schools yet. Obviously, the military campus is kind of a given. Horseman. Still picking the backside, though. Maybe some spears to scare them off. Vortex was trying to make him anxious. Spahi about to be upgraded. Anno already marching forward with the archers. Looking for the entry point. The gold would be an obvious one. In fact, it's about to run out. Vortex is about to bail in the area at the perfect moment. The archers be left playing themselves. A little game of pack cake. They can always just, like, I don't know. They can always just tickle each other with their hats, though, I guess. Anatan still chasing this horseman. It's a lot of Sipahi. He realized it. He's bringing some to the front. Now remember, it's Regner, so Relics is going to be key here. Archers will start the trade out against the Spears. And does spot the Knights. But remember, we've already got Knights coming from Anatan, freely but slowly. He's got a lot of wood gathering, so he's trying to set up farms. The raid is going to come in. Horsemen get the connect. And we are back to a perfect neck-and-neck game on work account. After all this ever, back and forth, we arrive where we started. Although the numbers should be questioned, because, like, there should be a difference in work account. Yeah, wait, has Vortex been... Vortex has been skipping worker production. Oh, man, this is still happening, isn't it? I mean, it looks like it anyway. 62 to 61. He didn't build extra prelates. There's no reason that he should be down, unless... I don't think we saw Pax Ottomana. No. So you just skipped worker production. Bit of a rough thing, and not the first time we've seen it, actually. Textiles wouldn't calculate for it all anyway, and he doesn't have textiles. I know still doesn't have textiles. These guys just hate their people. Like, I'm gonna throw it out there. Alright. They're like, you know what? Their people will appreciate life more if you don't protect them. You don't want to mollycoddle their citizens. You know, sometimes you've just got to push your villagers into that cave full of bears. They'll come out better people for it. Dive in. Nice around the back. They've only got the ranged armor 1, though. Textiles is finally coming in. Anatan has decided to stop throwing his citizens into bear caves. God bless. He needs vills anyway? Exactly. Like, why not just hire an AI? You don't need people anymore. It's gonna be a reset. We don't have a play into Relics tool out of Anatan, which is a little bit surprising here. He has got Janissaries now queued up. Well, I thought he'd try to creep Relics here, considering, like, when you're against HRE, that's their #1 prerogative. And, okay, it's coming through now. It's a very late mosque. First Relic's already on the way home for Vortex. I wonder if we're just going to be seeing military campus next. Auto Knights look good in yellow. Maybe green suits them better. It's going to be the normie guy. I know 117 just came out. I've got news for you. It came out like a week ago, so it didn't just come out. It's already been out. But you go, boy. I love the drum. He's like, bang my drums louder. They're here. They're here. Quick, guys. Dun, 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 dun. It's just hilarious the way he stares at enemies. Just like, is the goal to survive as a meta to make eye contact and bang your drums? You just get banged in the economy. What's going on? What? Archers to do with this? I don't know. I know. Oh, God. That made no sense. I mean, their archers decent against heavy knights, but like leaving the workers there, tragic mistake. Second relic's at least gonna get denied. I think Anno actually needs these relics now to stop any sort of snowball. What just happened? I am flabbergasted. You think Pax Ultimana? Maybe. So Pax Ultimana, for those who don't know, is the one that trains villagers faster. It almost doubles the speed of your TC. I don't like it on one TC, man. I think instead you try to slowly go back up to like Knight Eco and just have a big army. Hanno's allergic to wolves? You make it sound like he's the only one not building wolves. You make it sound like Vortex is playing Mongols. Oh, wait. He can build wolves too. He's up against double calves. It wouldn't be the worst idea. Guys, if there's anything you've learned from Trump's time in office, it's that setting up walls is not easy, man. It's all good promising to do it. It's really hard to actually then be able to afford it. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of labor. Anton lost a lot of villages. Yeah, but he lost a lot of villages because he didn't pull them back. That was the bigger problem. The knights just got to stand there on top of workers, which is kind of weird. You watch this to get away from the world? I don't know if you know this, but this is a historical game, so all of this has already happened. You're not really getting away from it, you're just reliving it. With PTSD. Like, this, you know, this is... We're literally looking at the Siege of Venice here. Hey, not Venice. Why did I say Venice? Vienna. My brain. Although the Ottomans did not like the Venetians either. Archers? Is it again? This has got to stop happening! Oh my god. The longer Anatan sits around, the worse this gets. Anachat, now in the main fight, doesn't look favored either. Like, this, I don't know where he's meant to win, man. Game 2, I guess? Team Werewolves, it wouldn't matter at this stage. These direct fights look ugly. Janissary count, practically non-existent. Knights have at least been cleared. Sapahi, are they going to do it again? Are they actually going to do it again? They were his miraculous savior every single time. We're replaced by Knights this time around, though. I know, despite the fact he's outnumbered, we'll continue to chase. He can't really afford to go back anymore. Problem is, with new Knights, new men-at-arms, comes new problems. More money, more problems, just not for the guy who's spending it. HRE now spamming men-at-arms. Archer Wave does need to be a bit careful. I like that. Anatar's like, oh, you know, these guys are only a problem if you acknowledge them. Really? The marching drill units are only a problem if you acknowledge them. I think we learned 2 minutes in the game that that's not true. Archers, just going to delete the few light cav, and I mean, I think we're at the death throes now. Anno just doesn't have the food to rematch with Sapahi. He's also using the military schools for Janissaries, so he's going to run out of food really fast. Guys, if there's anything I know about the run out of food situation, I've had it happen before. I've gone into Mackie D's. They're like, I'm sorry, sir. We don't actually have any hamburgers cooked right now. And I just want to go full Hulk. I need my nutrition, which makes me question why I went into Mackie D's. The problem here is that Anno throwing his toys out the pram is not going to bring him back from this type of deficit. He needs to be calculated, methodical in his placement on his entry. Sapahi still trying to do their utmost to carry this game on their own. At this point, they're sitting there going, yo, why can't we get some other units that are useful around here? Janissaries can only do so much, especially when there's still so many archers left. He could just fin that hard. Difference would make. The archer target fire. He's just going after everything valuable in the back line. Like, at this point, Vortex is just trading out his archers like they're common Pikachus. treating Anatan's back line here like they're shiny Charizards. And there's so few left. It's probably the equal to the amount of shiny Charizards in the world. GG called. Vortex. I don't know how this went from a 3-minute game where he got 2 worker eliminations to taking 31 minutes. It's a testament to Anatan and the Ottomans. But the Spaniard will still win. That was a pretty crazy game. So let's mark that up. Game 1 is a win. HRE now. Ottomans lose. Where are they taking us next? First pick Otto. It's a strong pick, dude. Strong Civ. Mongols versus Byzantines on Highview. Or Pigeon's View, to be specific. Okay. Let me mark that in. I also need to get myself a broshki. Not the alcoholic variety. Of the caffeinated variety. I like this. Alright, one sec. Guys, you want to hear it? You want to hear it? I know you like the noise. You ready? Oh. That's a good one. Hashtag ad. I'm not even sponsored by them. I just like the stuff. What do you want from me? Maybe I should find things that do sponsor me and then I can make money off of you guys. That does sound like a smart business plan. Alright, here we go. Let's get ready to go. Mongols are a trash civ. That's what I'm hearing out of a lot of pros at the moment. So why do they keep getting picked in competitive? Let's find out. We hop into game number 2. It's going to be on Pigeon's View. Vortex. And the OG Mongol aficionado in pro play. Now going up against the Byzantines. Anno manning them here. And wow. Mate, I have not seen that in a while. Cast the game, mate? You know what? Thanks. Like, I didn't realize that's what we're doing here. But I'm glad you were here to provide that direction. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to not... Instead of casting the game, we're just going to do a documentary about the boar for the next 5 minutes. All thanks to El Habitante. Shout out to him. Man, look at this immaculate beast. You guys think we're going to see some boars getting eaten today? You know, sometimes you don't really appreciate the little details in all the little graphical things until you zoom in. You know what I mean? Like, even the tusks on the boar are actually quite well done. His eyes are a little bit weird. Like, I'm pretty sure they're using a flat planar text there. Anna. Yeah, I've got sheep coming home. How did he do on the initial haul? 11 versus Vortex of 14. Yeah. That's to be expected, though. Like, Mongols, one of the edges they still have is their Khan allows them to go faster. Pigmen Civ when? Oh, God. I need someone to make, like, a zombie apocalypse Pigmen mod so that, like, you can have the boar make mini boars when it, like, eats people. That's what I need. I feel like talking about this before. I'd love to see a mod. Actually, not a mod. I'd love to see it in the game so that when the boar actually eliminates units, it gets bigger. I think the boar should get more health and more food by eliminating other people. Feed them to the biggies. Think about the cool strats you could do there. You know, like the Kalash strat. You just send in the Golden Horde's little trash guys. Get them eaten on purpose and then have a boar with like 5,000 food. But yeah, this matchup should, in theory, be good for Mongols because of the rush, but Anno got baited. He actually got hard baited. Vortex built the racks and then done nothing with it. Oh, man. So, yeah, Anno just wasted time building into Lamatana. He's still building into them. The problem here for Anno is he just scouted by. He saw the racks, and that's made him suspicious, I think. But he's realized now he cancels. That was a smart reaction. Anno, he originally queued up an extra Limitane when he saw the racks, and then he saw the gold gathering and cancelled the fourth Limitane. That's important because these spearmen are really expensive for Byzantines. It's 90 resource investment each. Wait, resealable cans without the indulging noise when you open them? That sounds bad, man. Who's in the second semifinals? We're going to have Louis MT going up against B. Yeah, so we've got some crazy ones today. See, good news, at least for Anatan, is this means he gets his berries now. Bad news is it means the first 4 minutes of the game, he hasn't been prepping systems. Just the tier 1. That sucks, man. Like, you could have been close to, like, what, tier 3 at this type of timing? Usually you see 3 go out to the stone straight away, or 2. Now he's going to shift across, but with 4 torches... What do you think about Mongol Imp Rush in this matchup? It's an option. Like many things in life, it's an option. I don't necessarily feel like it's one you should go to by default. Like, if you just do that, Byzantines with longbow spam into Fast Castle can intercept you. The Golden Horn Tower timing is no slouch, even after this delay. So we're probably going to be seeing, like, what, Archer opening into Keshiks? Yeah, there's the Archer range coming now. Rushing it up before to try and protect the Uvu. With the Deerstone Aura, he could try and sneak a villager in, even if it gets torched. Why do we never see Dark Age Horseman? Because people like winning games. Dark Age Horseman is, like, one of the most atrociously bad units I could think of. It just feels so weird to use. Because even if you're on point with micro, like, if someone sneezes on them, yeah, Archer's coming out. That's going to eliminate the Limitani threat. The villager needs to get in. Nice pull. Wasted a lot of time. The torch! Come on! These torches, I swear. The year will be 2030, and we'll still have the torch throwing bug. So sometimes when you're burning a building, if you turn to attack a unit, like, you know, we're very efficient in Age of Empires, but we don't like to be wasteful. So, like, if this guy is getting ready to torch someone down and you bug him, he turns around and says, "What?" and then throws the torch at you. You know? Because the alternative is sticking it on the ground, and that's not only wasteful, but that's also littering. Okay? And we don't do that around. We're a wholesome community, okay? We're trying to save the planet. That is why we choose to live in the past in Age of Empires 4. Because we live in the past because there's less emissions. Okay? No cars zooming around. There you go. Reasons you love Age of Empires you didn't realize. You secretly love the planet. Midweek Muster Final should be on the weekend. I think that's not how midweek works. Call me crazy. And how would that also work on scheduling, considering the nightmare this week has been courtesy of the EGC qualifiers? Just digest that. You know, I had been kind of theory crafting the idea of legit just changing KPMMs into even more fragmented, like 1 or 2 day formats. But I felt like the open scheduling was more encouraging to people than that. Because if you go for that format, you're pretty much just shunning people like who are trying to go full time. Not this week when there's no opportunity. Okay, so here's the problem with that, right? So like, let's say I shift my format and I go like, you know, I'm like, oh man, there's no tournament on the weekends right now. We're gonna have weekend finals. You know what's gonna happen? People are gonna come in on Thursdays and goes, where's the finals? And then you're gonna explain to them, oh, it's on Sunday, guys. And then people are like, okay, I'll tune in on Sunday. And then a Sunday will come when EGC is running, and they'll go, where's KPMM? And then you go, oh, it's on Thursday. So then you teeter top people back and forth, and they don't know where they're going to be. And yes, finals is today. But like the point is, we're all creatures of habit. People come on a Thursday expecting the finals. So Anatan, he has got the third group of longbows out here. Really needs that second. He's going to be sneaking north side. I like the fact that Vortex went for Magadai. I think it's really powerful on this map in particular. Magadai sounds a bit wonky against longbows, but with the ambush factor, it's huge. Keshix. Hold up. Catches the workers building it. Nicely done. First worker kill of the game. And a little bit slow on the pull away there, Anatan. I think he was expecting to be allowed to go back to the outpost straight away. Great realization by Vortex to get an extra hit in there. And also sneaking on the south side, but good reaction. Anno kept the longbows in place. Why did I change the format? It's working great. It's working well. The goal, I think I talked about this, the goal is to find the next growth step. Because we've done very well, but like now we've got to think what's next, what's bigger. This game pretty I like this though. I don't think you rush age cool. The challenge here is like Byzantines will try to rush age. So what Anatan's now trying to do, he's trying to be this master of balance, you know? Like he's got a bunch of apples in one hand, and then he's got a boiling hot kettle in the other. He can't drop it, he's got to balance the two while being on one leg. Like that's the nature of being Byzantines against aggressive civs when you're trying to go castle. Actually, that's not fair. It's usually easier than that. It's just outpost up systems. In this game, like with the stealth forest, I think it does add that kettle into the balance equation. Normally, it feels like Byzantines trying to rush castle. As long as you're just building lombos and the matana as you go, it feels more like you're holding an apple in one hand, holding a banana in the other, and you got to balance with 2 feet on the ground. Like Biz is a very chill civ for going castle. Usually. You see how he secured himself. Got double outpost now. Nicely locked in. Level 3 system. I like that Anno wasn't overly greedy, but you really want to get that fourth in. Does my schedule conflict with Outback Octagon? I don't know, Davey. I guess we're going to basically see. I mean, it's definitely not like there's historical statistical data to prove that like KPMMs happen on the Thursday. That'd be crazy. Definitely not happened for 43 weeks. I appreciate that, Bob. I mean, like, my very simple take on it, I don't think we need to turn it into a long-ass discussion on that. Like, I'm easy to reach, so that we can try to avoid scheduling conflicts, but like literally Thursday is like the one obvious day that you probably want to avoid if you want to be logical. Again, I don't think I have any ownership stake over the weekdays. That's not the case at all. But like the day where finals has been Thursdays. And it's really not hard to just like work around that. Longbow count isn't very good right now. I know, he did just get the second batch coming across. Diving looks pretty good. The timing is good as well. Vortex. Attack speed arrow. Activated maybe prematurely, but he's at least whittling away at that pure longbow count. Like, that's the crucial kill here. And not just that. Look at the positioning. Wait, what? Anno! The villagers! He cancels! The Golden Horn Tower crumbling down! Archers now with the dive in. Limitane just getting wiped. Vortex has found the perfect moment to intercept the Byzantine greed and to Assassin's Creed for game number 2. Oh, Vortex is not waiting around. Damn. 12 minutes, 49 seconds. That was vicious, man. Really well played. Holy crap. Wait a second. I put them all around the grid, didn't I? So let me switch them over. So left side win. Vortex 1 away from making a clean sweep here. So Anno needs to dig deep, full Naruto mode activate, and look to Assassino's Creed back. He's got Cliffside, Dry Arabia. What's the other map that's unknown here? Gorge? Gorge. Cliffside, Dry Arabia, and Gorge, I believe, is what he's got left. Maybe Cliffside? Actually, no. Like, I was worried about the Macedonians, but I think if you go Cliffside and you pick Delhi, if your opponent picks Macedonians, like, you can win that. Because the healing is really good. Instead of analyzing the FFA, it's just Zugzug. Oh, you can theorycraft who's going to die. Like, if you're doing, like, a free-for-all tournament, like, the good way to use the early game is to, like, set up the storylines or whatever. Because, like, the early game of free-for-alls is just redundantly tedious. But, like, with a Kingslay format, you can at least make it a bit more intriguing, but it's still no guarantee that it's going to be engaging. It varies, you know? Alright. Let's see where the boys are taking us for G number 3. No unit choice analysis, which is a core part of 1v1. Sometimes people hybridize, but yeah, like, I mean, usually you're going to have an optimal unit that you want to spam. Alright, Oh, it's going to be Dry Arabia he goes to. So we've got Rus versus Mali. Huh, interesting that he chose Dry now. Of Rus. Is he dead? He might just be dead. And yes, we're using the EGC tuning pack. So, Golden Horde, not completely OP. I feel like this man is walking into a firing squad with this draft. I can't believe this. We're getting to game number 3. Folks, Vortex is on match point. And Anatan chose the Roots. A Civ that everybody seems to be struggling to make work right now. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, folks, for a casted game. This is his last hope, his last chance. If Anatan wants to make grand finals of the midweek muster, he needs to start the recovery arc now. But this Civ has not looked promising. No, the Roost has just been a little bit of a wet fizzle on a fart. It hasn't really found its groove with the changes recently. Nerfed the Horse Archers, nerfed the Pro Scouts, nerfed the Hunting Cabins. This Civ lacks in many ways. We even had kind of a crazy game, if you guys remember, between Louis MT and Wham last week. Well, Wham called GG at 8 minutes because he just didn't know what to do with the Roost in that situation. Vortex with the Malians. That's a Civ that's just been looking better and better, man. Like, there's no real downside for these guys. They just thumbs up and up and up. Like, Malians at this point is first pick worthy in a lot of players' eyes. Like, this Civ, I'm kind of surprised in some ways it took this long to get there. Like, can we just agree Malians is kind of bonkers? Like, the whole passive income and safety of food and gold has been... It's a silly thing, really. Like, you know, when we've got other elements of the game where we're trying to maybe minimize or decrease the infinity of things, I always felt like Malians just had the freest ticker. Like, not any player with 2 brain cells can make it work. You have to think a little bit, but I feel like Malians, you know, if you ask me over the last year or two, I'd say if you were looking for a Civ to grind towards Conk, Malians is a decent one to figure out. Because you have this kind of clear surgical approach of scale towards the cows and then surge onto the map. Bruce has been S tier for way too long. Agreed, but now they're gutted. Like, some players have been debating whether you even want to pick them anymore. That's how rough it's looking. Like, when they're in the same sentence as, like, Abbasids, it's a pretty rough time. I don't disagree that Roost should be there. I'm more surprised that it got prioritized in the draft, because it was picked before Shushi and Knights Templar. So, Tech Up's about to come through. I just realized, like, they're a minute ahead of us, so we're going to just 4x to catch up to live. But this is what happens when a Civ gets piled on with so many nerfs at once. And Also, like, the other thing is, like, on top of getting nerfs directly to them, you have to remember, guys, like, we're talking about nerfs to a mechanic. That's a huge deal. Do you guys remember what the design and the balance looked like before Pro Scouts got buffed? And then it just got nerfed again. So that's really important to think about. Actually, I mentioned this to the devs, that I actually prefer them to alter game mechanics rather than altering Civ mechanics, if that makes sense. So for example, like where possible, instead of saying we're going to decrease the effectivity of hunting cabins, nerfing deer is a smarter approach, because instead of feeling like the Roost player got crippled and then not want to play the game, it's that the game got altered and they have to change. And that also tends to shake up the meta a lot more, because as we saw when Pro Scouts came in, all of a sudden a lot of civs that weren't really fought off on land and whatnot became better straight away. Vortex Harden would already. Manticore about to complete. Golden Gate has already came in. Are we just getting Pro Scouts? I mean, he's at 4 Scouts. It's not a guarantee when you go 4 Scouts. Like, you could argue it's just to burn houses, but I feel like at 4, you just feel kind of sunken in the cost, no? Yeah, last piece of wood being gathered. Gold as well. It looks like we're being guys. Interesting switch, by the way. With the nerf of the hunting cabins, they don't generate as much gold as they did before. So he shifted out to the gold. Gathered. Whoa, look at that. 31. The perfect 39.69 left over. And this gold vein will never be touched again. Again. I mean, it actually probably won't ever be touched again. Which is comical. Okay, so we know it's Pro Scouts. Vortex is going multi-scout as well. This is a classic counter, by the way. Like, if you want to deal with Pro Scouting, Malians love having to counter Pro Scouts because they have one of the best units to do it. Warrior Scouts are great because they just always get away. You know, like, if I build Spears to counter Pro Scouts, you're going to build Archers and ruin me, and I'm going to be slow. But if I just build this guy, who... Sorry, just double checking. Like, the choice of, like, face wear had almost like a Victor Von Doom look about it for a second. I was like, wait, have we got, like, a Marvel deal here? I know what it really is, guys. It's just, it looks very flat. I think they've used, like, we're back on, like, judging the 3D models. I think they've used literally a flat plane on there. Who has the best looking scout in Age of Empires 4? You know, I just realized when you zoom in this far onto scouts, the combat doesn't look silly. From a distance, it just looks like they really are hitting each other with plastic. Damn, is that spear big. So Anna's now going to have a hard time. He needs to go spin. This is what I've been seeing out of a lot of Roost players. They just typically get forced into spears. Anno instead is trying to answer knight, which is an interesting idea. My concern is, like, Vortex can just ignore 1 or 2 knights and hit the scouts. Because, like, you can't kill scouts with knights unless they commit to you. Flash again. Remember, the warrior scouts are quicker. They can always just chase you down. And run you out of town like that. Guys, it's fine. It's sleeping. It's sleeping. Okay? It's sleeping. See? It's having a long sleep. It's very peaceful. No need to get panicky, worried, or anything at all. Scout now in there with the sofas. And yeah, now it's just digging. It's just digging, guys. It's fine. No, not dead. It's sleeping. It's different. When they go underground, they're just burrowing underground because winter's coming. It's cold. It's completely child-friendly. Okay, so the knight is at least kind of deterring a full commit. Silly part. Like, the knight is just kind of trivial until you get 4 or 5 of them. Vortex is taking all the time in the world here to just start prepping up the cows. He's right to 7. Like, he's loving this life right now. Leaves the sofa around. Micro's away with the scout. Did end up losing 1, so good micro there by Anna's hand. Still, you got to wonder, like, has this been too costly on the timing? Because he wasn't sneaking deer back from here. Actually, no, sorry. I think he got 1. He got slowed down a lot on the central. Wait, did he? Oh, well played, Anno. Dude, he snatched one from every pack. Oh, that's sick. Yeah, so he spread out his scouts across the map. Well played. Okay, that's not too bad then. So he does have deer to work with. That changes everything. You got what, triple deer back already? And things still look really good for Vortex because it's already half full on the cows. But compared to how this felt like 20 seconds ago, it's not a complete travesty. Yeah, from across the map have like 50 food. He'll lose probably like 120, I think. 100, 120, somewhere like that. It varies on like the way you travel, because I think he traveled wider, so he probably lost more. But still, it's a better gathering rate temporarily, and that then fixes you to go in for the closer deer, which he done. Nice dive. Good block on the sofa. Vortex has slowed down, you might notice. Like, he was accelerating really quickly on the cow count, but now because he's up against knights, he has to invest in Dontos. And I love the speed at which Anatan's coming into this with. High trade house already on the way, and what's sick about this is because it's sofa plus Donzos, horse archers are not the insanest idea in the world. All right, now we're cooking. This is cool. You know, you don't really think about horse archers with the nerfs and the fact you're up against a civ that has javelins. It seems like a really bad idea. Obviously, they haven't built any javelins. You don't really want to start building javelins when you're getting ready to go castle. It feels counterintuitive. Yeah, javelins are kind of poop on a stick, guys. Like, the problem with them is they just overkill and they take way too long to reload. It's like that guy with, you know, it's like that guy with the boomstick. You know, he's got like the sawn-off shotgun. He's gonna get that good shot out. Pow! All right, you guys remember Hills Have Eyes? Old lady trying to shoot the gun. Recoil sends her across the room. That type vibe. Great. That's big Slayer. But like, we probably could have done the same damage with a gun that like is smaller, and then we wouldn't need to now reload. And that's how it feels with javelins. It's like, yeah, he's definitely not breathing anymore. But that's mainly because we basically turned him into that monkey game called the little sticks where you pull them out. What's that game called? Never played it as a kid. I saw it, I never played it. Someone's gonna judge me deeply for not knowing the name of that game. Is it the one with the sticks and is the monkeys? No, not monkeys. What's inside? It's like loads of sticks, you pull them out one by one. Come the pew pew ponies. Fun fact, 5 of these will eliminate a worker. And that's no different than the math before, but the difference now is you attack quicker, so you can just go one to the other to the other. I wonder if he's going to go full horse archer or just partial. Kaplunk! That's the name. Thank you. It didn't have monkeys, did it? Am I imagining the monkeys? What's the one with the monkeys where you hang them? I somehow combo build 2 games there. Knights are going to be knocking. Barrel of monkeys. Wait, is it a barrel of monkeys? No, that's a different one. I think the one where you have to hang them from the tree. Too many games, guys. You know what was the classic? You know what was a banger? Mousetrap. Oh, Mousetrap. Such a stupid but fun game. I didn't care about playing the game. I was almost like an arch villain just setting up my little configuration to send them spiraling through, you know? Nice. Took the burn through the wall, but Massman's coming in fast from Vortex. We do have relics being pursued, though. Anno rushes straight across the map for the first. Wasted no time here. Vortex. He's got Veterancy Prime for everything. Now, the fun part is, like, what's the solution? Because it used to be like, oh, yeah, just try and mass archers for the main fight against horse archers. But technically, horse archers deal with archers better now after the nerfs. They don't overkill as much, but they attack faster. So basically, you're like an archer with more health. Not that much more health currently, but like once you get Boy's Fortitude, you feel a bit more chunky. Mathematically, you still lose to a big ball of archers at the same cost, but Like, compared to where you were before, this unit now competes a lot better. You know what we need? Like, I know how to fix horse archers now to make them good again. Alright, so horse archers should be like transformers. And when you get, like, you know, a dozen of them together, they form the horse pyramid. And then they become like a giant bow. And then you load horse archers into them to shoot. And that is why horse archers have pointy hats. So that when they're shot out of the giant horse archer bow, they penetrate the target. The devs have already laid the foundation. Circle Hat Knights are going to give the chase. More pro scout shenanigans. I mean, the big problem I'm seeing here is Vortex is going to end up forfeiting every single relic. He has 0 map control, actually. Yeah, I know. I mean, I thought this would be a bit more of a struggle to get going. At least the way that players have been talking about it should have been. What's up, Spirit Noah? Thank you very much. Appreciate the stuff, buddy. Thank you, thank you. And yeah, so far our upgraded. He got imported armors ages ago. High trade house, 94 gold. He's got the hunting cabin gold. Now he's got the relics coming home. I mean, overall, Anatan is ticking every box he needs to. I'm a little bit concerned, and good eyeballs. Vortex does not have a blacksmith at all. He's missing Undermesh, Shield Arrow. Like, Undermesh, crucial here right now. You could shrink up 10% of the damage coming your way. Especially important for the Sofas. Sofas are going to feel the sting here. They've only got 5 armor against 12 damage. And it can get worse, actually. Like, remember, after Anatan's done picking up relics, the Warrior Monk can buff your armor. +1 armor is going to go a long way against archers with no blacksmiths. Let's not forget about the plus damage as well. Damn, are we about to see a Roos win? Foreign concept, I feel like. But quite easily possible, yeah. Always fortitude down the way. And this is a really good timing with the extra effective HP. He needs it as well, because I think he's starting to run out of food. He's out on the boars. Some stone gathering, so maybe a possibility of 2TC here. I think Anno, like, as the timing pass, it may actually have. The problem is your opponent just has steady food income. Like, this is what I meant about Marlians are a crazy civ. The safety of this is wild. Never ending. I wouldn't be surprised if instead Anno's like, okay, I got 5 relics, pad myself for 2TC, set up farms, and play for the late game. What was the predictions like, by the way? 58% for Vortex, so pretty tight, actually. Slight favorability towards the Spaniard. Pretty good spawn with 3 pit mines. Yeah, very exposed pit mines, though, but like against Roos is a good spawn, because Roos aren't really going to do much early on. This could backfire in the mid game, though, like when you have to move out for the second vein, horse archers. So Vortex is probably going to want to figure out walling towards these tree lines on the fort at some point, just because a few horse archers leaking in there could be devastating for his opponent. This game has taken a very big slowdown, hasn't it? It's kind of weird, right? Because you got Vortex trying to rush the series, and then you just got Anatan, who's finally finding a little bit of footing here. I wonder, does he suspect the 2TC? Like, why else would your opponent back off unless he's macroing? It has to be. So Vortex is not an idiot. He'll be totally aware that it has to be a 5 relic game by now. Which means time may not be on his side. Marches forward. Walls are coming up, but slowly. Very slowly. Scout sees it all. Anno gets an early heads up of exactly what's coming his way. And Vortex, he marches in for the landmarks. Wait, what? Hold on. Surely not. I was going to force the fight. That much is for sure. He doesn't want to wait. But these horse archers, we talked about them. He does at least have the ranged armor now. Warrior Monk's not participating currently. Vortex gets scared back. Difficult on the choke points. Force archers. Trading out against those archers. Remember, they do better than they used to now because they attack quicker. Not as bad in a standstill moment. The clash comes in. Vortex trying to brute force the choke point. Anno really wants to pull some of these knights. There's way too many on the east side. And there's still so many Donzos. 25! Vortex is looking to smash some teeth. Anatan needed more time. Man, you got to give it to him. Vortex, he timed that perfectly as the Greek came in. The TC consolidated. The build-up begins, and that's the moment he looks to strike. The moment he looks to end him. You know, this is where actually Horse Archers feels worse than Archers, like against the Donzos. I think against the Archers good, but against Donzos, you don't get any bonus damage there. So it's definitely more cost efficient to play Archers. It's taking him too long to get rid of it, and it's the reason Vortex is going to beat him down here. Donzo galore to get the dub. Oof. Vicious out of the Spaniard. All right, GG's to him. So we have our first grand finalists in Vortex. Next up, and they're getting ready to draft now. We're going to have Louis, MT, and B. B just pinged him. Louis was asking a moment ago. Keep an eye out for it now. Mark up the score. Actually, let me update. Since they're doing the draft now, we can quickly update the bracket. Ta-da! Man, I feel like Anno, it looked like he was on point as well for what he was looking for. Like it's like he ticked every single box and it still didn't matter. Horse Archer's not it. Yeah, maybe he should have raided with them. The problem is like raiding with Horse Archers, Sofas are quicker than you. So they can, like, catch you. I think that's the problem. That's the struggle. And obviously, Horse Archers are worse against Sofas than they previously were. It's just hard, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know what you can do different there with that strategy if you want to work. Like, I think his idea to try and switch 2TC wasn't the worst in the world. Should have Wallalows? Ah, yes. Let me just Wallalow against, like, 40 Archers. Like, if I'm lucky, Vortex is an old man now. So, like, maybe his eyesight is dying. So then, like, when he'll go to click me, he'll click everything around me, and then I'll win. It's just, it's so smart. So smart. All right, we just got the draft in. Map draft. Let me slot that in. Reset this. Boom. And then Civ draft as well. High Elo Silver Tier Strat 5 Relic Wallalow. I'm gonna blow your mind, okay? So it's not an MMO. When someone does that, you aren't taunted. You don't have to shoot them. You can just walk away. But, like, I know for some people, when they get Wallaloed, they're like, my honor has been infringed, good sir. You will die. And that's then like, you know, the Street Fighter music comes in, like, din, 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 din. And you just can't back away. But, like, for most people, you just kind of back away from that. But if you're that Street Fight character, kudos to you. All right? I respect it. Boys, wait, did I put the drafts in the right way? Yeah, I did. It's just that Louis decided on a bio break. He's chosen this pristine moment to go pee-pee. Yeah, what was this? What was the thingy that someone was talking to me about? They were talking earlier about some thread about the bands. In before it was there, Fred. Yeah, so like someone was mentioning this to me. I find the way bans work in tournaments very confusing. Why are bans not global as in the rest of esports that involve a pick and a ban phase? I watch mostly LOL. Okay, you probably should have listed a few because you're saying mostly esports. Like, let's take you at word, but like you probably would have like consolidated your argument better if you mentioned like 3 different esports at least instead of just going I play LOL and watch LOL. So far it's like one does this. There are more, by the way. Like Dota does as well. Being banned prevents both teams from picking it. This incentivizes or incentives strategic banning. You don't ban based on overall strength, but based on your particular opponent's strength versus your own one. See, I disagree with this statement entirely. I don't think that's true at all. I think having targeted bans lets you ban based on your particular opponent's strengths versus your own. Like that argument doesn't make any sense. You could probably have made an argument for having global bans over exclusive, but this isn't it. Like what you've just described to me is exactly why. Sorry, let me zoom in for you guys. Is exactly why global bans make sense more than exclusive. Because like, if I know that you're not strong without Ottomans, but I can be strong without I don't see how that's any different either way around. At least that's my take. Sorry, my brain. Being able to target someone specifically versus like globally, like if you're trying to argue that someone like player A has strengths that player B doesn't, like this guy's good with Ottomans and this guy's good with Japan, how does global banning allow you to emphasize that better than targeted bans? Like if I'm up against B, I'm more likely to ban Ottomans than if I'm up against probably Marine Lord, you know, because there's other civs I think of from Marine Lord, whereas B I'm probably thinking Ottomans a lot. But if I global ban, it's like I don't think that's better necessarily. And also, like the other thing you have to keep in mind is having global bans instead of targeted bans, like exclusive bans, thins the pool of civs a lot quicker and actually would create a more monotonous rush for the same civs. Not to say you can't get that in exclusive bans. You can get that in any type of bans. But like the idea, like if we're global banning, in our mind we know what the power rankings are, we're now seeking the same civs, whereas we may have differences on what we think is the most powerful civ, and if we're target banning against the other person, then we're plucking what we think they're strong with, or like what's going to count what I'm picking next. Like I would argue tailoring your bans around your opponent versus the global situation allows you to formulate a strategy for what you want to do with your draft better. And as the game develops more and you get more civs, I think that works even better because the logic is down the line, I could bait, there was a time where like Japan was hard count by Ottomans. So I could ban Japan to protect my Ottoman pick down the, ban Ottomans rather to protect my Japan pick down the line. At least that's the way it used to work. Whereas with a global, I don't think it hits the same. I don't know. Maybe that made sense. Maybe it didn't. I don't think it makes. I don't think it makes a difference for what you just described. And then there's also there's an extra layer of thought that goes into it all. By the way, it's like now if you ban X or Y civ, I'm now asking the question, why did you do that? And then I have to dig deeper, and then adjust my pick bans around it. So yeah, that's my little nerdy take on it anyway. Drafts on the way. We do have a China pick and a Sengoku pick straight away. Sengoku pretty good. Yeah, this civ is quickly in some players' minds becoming the broken civ, actually. Like Sengoku is really freaking strong currently. It has some very big problems around the Shinobi. I think the Shinobi is gonna get hard adjusted. It kind of has to. It does too much and it's too easy. You like global bans for view simplicity? That's your argument. That's a fine argument. Like that's what I mean. Like that's the argument to go with. That crap they gave there. I'm sorry, but that crap on that Reddit thread isn't a good argument. What you're saying there doesn't make sense. Whereas what you just said in chat there does. If you want to argue simplicity, yes, global bans is easy for someone to follow. I agree. But for strategic depth, no. If you ban for both you, you're focusing on banning things that are better for them than for you. But I mean, but you already do that with the current banning system, though. That's my point, Bleed. Is like if I'm worried that you're strong with a Civ and I ban it, like I could still now use that Civ. So then it's up to you to decide if I'm also strong with that Civ. Like if anything, I think having exclusive bans over global bans, what it does, and you can either like this or hate it, what it actually does is it rewards people for being more diverse players. So if you only know how to play 3 civs, you're screwed. But if you know how to play all the civs, you're going to do better. And that's a different conversation at that point. Like, is that better or worse for the game is what you then have to decide. So yeah. That's my wee little take, though. Alright. Draft's complete. Game 1's going to be on alopecia. What do you pick here? You could come out with China straight away, which is, I mean, you're throwing out your strongest Civ immediately. You're probably thinking that Louis is either going Malians or HRE. Would make a lot of sense for alopecia. Could you go Sengoku? I think you could, because Sengoku has the deer and the berries next to each other. Sengoku would be kind of sick and unexpected pick there. But I imagine he's saving Sengoku for Frisian. So I reckon we're probably looking at HRE versus China. Or HRE versus Japan. Sengo is coming on map 1, you think? He's got Frisian marshes. Why would you not just save it for that? I don't think Golden Horde's that good on Frisian, is it? Because your gold and stones are all forward. Malians is kind of because you can get outpost rushed. Yeah, to me, I feel like you probably save Sengoku for Frisian. He could do Iabids. Actually, Louis does quite like Iabids on Frisian marshes. That would be the other possibility. All right, let's have a look, because I think they should have selected by now. Ah, I see what's happening. They're just figuring out where they're going to host the servers. Damn. Good call. Climber's right. He did pick Sengoku first. So that must mean that he's going with Ayu for... Probably Ayu for Frisian. You could HRE. Used to HRE there a lot. But I think, if I remember correctly, Louis consistently plays Iabids on that map. So Sengoku versus China. That's not bad, actually, for Sengoku, because Sengoku likes it when they can set up the hot dog stands without any harassment. And China won't harass you early. China wants to go feudal age first. There is an argument that the tech timings are very different, though. One change I would make to ban system is ban 2, pick 2, ban 2. So the problem with that is, like, if you're in a broken meta and the devs aren't bothering to update the game quick enough, which has historically been known to happen, that's a bad system. Because then you potentially don't have enough bans. If you think about the previous meta, like, you wanted to ban China, House of Lancaster, and then probably, like, some, like, Japan or Byzantines. You wouldn't have been able to do that then. It's like, it's very awkward. That's why we specifically chose 3 bans before a pick, is so that if there's something really bullcrap, the players would have enough bans to address the bullcrap. So that was a very conscious choice by us. Oh, we got push-ups. Do exercise? You guys don't make any other guys do exercise. Why am I bullied by my chat, huh? Doink. 1, 2, 3. That was easy. That was tame. You make Dimu lift weights? I've seen that weight. That's not a real weight. That's some pussyfooting weights. Guys, I am not a light person. You're making me lift my whole body. You make him lift a teensy tiny little dumbbell. Those are not... They are not the same. I refuse to accept that comparison. Alright? That's like comparing my ass to who's got the best ass in the world. Like a Beyonce type thing. You know, come on. God, dude. Chill! Dude, if you redeem any more push-ups, I'm negativing the push-ups. Alright, that's -3 from the count. You've gone too far. This is the thing. Like, this is where someone ruins a good thing, and then I have to increase the price. You gotta be freaking tame. Tame! What's the count? I can't do 21? What are you gonna do if I do 21? That sounds like you're doing 5 gifted to me. Alright? Is Flares doing 5 gifted? Is that what's happening? 21 sub? Yeah, 21? Alright, here we go. Alright, here we go, dude. Steve Rogers, incoming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, fuck's getting harder. 15, 16, 17. I'm getting your subs. 18, 19, 20. Oh, 21. Send the subs. Send the subs. I was feeling it on my my palms. Does it count? Dude, the pause was like 2 seconds to talk to you. Are you now going to penalize me for talking to chat? The whole point of Twitch. Come on. Looking for a technicality. I think Flares is secretly a lawyer. You took off free? Yeah, I did warn him about it. Thank you, Flares. Appreciate it, subs, mate. You're a good sport. I was like, the pause, if you think about it, the pause was basically to talk to you guys. Oh. What a legend. Appreciate the support, mate. Dude, I feel it more in my wrist than anywhere else, because my wrists are still pretty bad. I don't know what to do to really fix that reliably. Probably hasn't helped I haven't climbed in 2 weeks. These boys are taking ages for game 1. What's going on? Handles for push-ups? Oh, does that... Wait, will that help? Oh, yeah, because I guess, like... that'd be a different style, actually. I don't know if that would help necessarily. It would be different, though. I'm having to try and sort the Outback Octagon conflict, and it is kind of tilting me right now. Irony of Fablob asking? Wait, Fablob asking? Oh, yeah, he was actually, yeah. That's true. So, like, I don't even think you guys even want insights into the discussion I'm having in the background. It's like... You may end up with a very unhinged KP today, chat. I'm hoping it doesn't come to it. But if it does... I'm going to be very unhinged. All right. Is Louis and B ready to begin? That was a good workout. It doesn't help that I've got really bad heartburn today, to be honest. Yes, Vortex 1. Do you think the lack of balanced bug hotfixes or mini patches is more of a policy thing or engine programming? Probably both. I think Relic created probably a very convoluted engine that wasn't even for its originally designed intent. And then obviously Microsoft has their big pipeline of approval, and neither of them help. Like you just can't make games like that anymore. It's silly. You know, like this is the thing, right? Like, and guys, you can literally watch this play out in real time, right? Does anyone follow both Europa Universalis and Age of Empires 4? Because if you follow both of those games, you are astutely already aware that Europa Universalis 5, that released at the same time, the exact same day as the AoE 4 DLC, has already received, I think, 6 minor patches. So they've actively gone about fixing things day to day. They broke something like the other day that ruined trade, and the next day I think it was they had a like the day after they had a solve and they had a push. So like that's how you're meant to develop games, and that's why Europa Universalis 5 will eventually succeed in a big phenomenal way, probably bigger than AoE 4 is capable of, because they actually react. Good or bad, they're trying to evolve the game for the better, and even if they get it wrong, the improvement comes in quickly. Yo, what's up, Drake? Thank you very much for the Prime sub, mate. Appreciate you. Welcome back to Swarm. Good lad. All right, let's get into it anyway. We've got game number 1. Predictions up. Okay. Dude, this is an epic way to kick this one off. It's time for the Sengokus. They're facing off against the previous God tier Civ. Sengoku versus Chinese. This is it, guys. This is meant to be proof of the pudding. Sengoku are quickly becoming a controversial subject in pro play for Age of Empires 4. Let's add to the controversy. Welcome back to the channel, folks. Casted game here. Semi-finals between Louis MT and B. And this is going to be a fun one, man. China versus Sengoku to open up was an intriguing switch-up. I was expecting Louis to save this Civ for a specific map later in the draft. I think he expected B to pick Chinese, and he's done this to throw him off. And it has thrown him off. Look at this opening. You never see this from China anymore. It's a Dark Age Rax Rush. Not just that. Is it a Dark Age Rax? Wait, it's a Dark Age Rax Rush without a taxman? Oh, God. So this is a bait and switch. Now, I think B is maybe trying to only go 2 spim and maximum to stop the hot dog stands. And there's already one out. He's hitting it perfectly. Oh my God, is he going to see it? I mean, the thing is, right now he's wrapped around the back, so he's not going to scout it straight away. I wonder if Louis expected this and that's why he's playing it this exact way. I mean, this is a cool map for it with the stealth forests. If the scout isn't there, you're not really going to be seen. Spin is going to arrive. He's about to harass them off the Matsuri. Louis going to be pulling more because remember, he needs to get enough gold for an age up. Now, the funny thing is, if you got blocked off of the gold, you could still tech up, actually. This is the safest Civ against Dark Age rushes from the perspective of I have a backup plan. It's up there with things like Roost, because of course you can just go ahead and buy the resources instead. So burn begins. Remember, this does have a lot more health than a mining camp. A mining camp would be 750. This has 1,000, so it's not as easy to torch down. But he's got nothing else to do, is what he thinks. The weird part is like, wait. So did Louis rush the first hot dog stand so it didn't get noticed? He got the second out as well. Why is... I guess B saw the gold. Maybe he's happy if he forces Louis to buy the gold with food. Because I can't think of any other reason why you keep all 3 spam in here. What an unusual approach. You saw hype train, so it need to keep going? Hell yeah. That's what we love to see. That's what we love to hear. Thank you, mate. Coca now coming through. So this is going to be the power play. Remember, Coca is just pretty much everything you need as Sengoku. Like, this is pretty much the accelerant to almost every strategy. And it's such a good pick on this map, actually. Like, something we didn't mention isn't just that this is probably an intended blocker pick to the Chinese opener. It's really good for raiding because of the stealth forest. Does he know yet? B, like, he still doesn't... Okay, he sees it now. He sees the Yatai. And wait. Can your ties capture up outposts? I never tested that. I actually never tested that. That's pretty sick if so. Damn, wait. I'm just thinking about... No, there's no food near the capture point in Enlightened Horizon, is there? There's going to be maps where this is kind of disgusting, though. I do not think Yatai should be allowed to capture point of interest. That is a conflict of interest right there. What? So Coca completes, and it is triple Yatai. And he's going to shift it to the back here. I think, yeah, he already moved his sheep to the back of the formation, so that they're in range alongside the berries. And Shinobi Summon's going to come through. B needs to run. Or he can just catch. Eat grenades, I guess. So yeah, we'll split it up. You just want to make sure you're not getting hit on 2. I don't know what the villagers... Wait, what is the... What? What was that? What? Okay. Must have been a misclick. A bit of a weird misclick. Anywho. Louis. It's going to be straight up Yumi. Wonder if there's any plans to like rush towards a older estates planning here. That would give him the +1 on all of his Yumi. And you just kind of zerg Yumi up against China. You have to be careful because they've got a better economy, but that's where the fact yours cost less is so nice. And we do have the first Yatai food trader coming home. So we'll start to stack up the levels here. The only unfortunate thing right now for Louis is, of course, the spawn kind of sucks through Matsuri. Actually, ooh, that's not bad. He can clip the second goal. But the reason I was going to say it sucks is he got the small tree line, not the big one. So he's not getting any buff towards that eco level at all. We do have B going into Pro Scout, so it just will be the return to the fall. Yeah, it's funny how even with Pro Scouts being nerfed, you're still seeing these previously dominant civs almost looking like a shadow themselves as they try and figure out what's next. But until you figure out what's next, you just keep doing the same thing. Wish the UI marked your tie as a worker. I wish it marked them as like something. It's kind of confusing. Because even on the gameplay UI, there's nothing for your ties, if you remember correctly. So it's just very hard to know how many ties you've got yourself unless you click onto a marketplace. So you're probably wondering, why did Louis just do that? That's kind of wasteful. It's actually not, guys. Like in this situation, because of the fact that it's 100% uptime, you should be using Shinobi the moment it comes off cooldown. Because, worst case scenario, you'll run the timer down, they'll expire, and then you just have it again. There's literally no negative to just casting this the moment it's off cooldown. Right? Treat the Shinobi ambush kind of like you would treat your TC. Don't let it idle. And if you want to go aggressive, you can do that too. You just need to scout, which, hilariously enough, this building literally has the ability for. Horseman? I like this from B. That's a good way of addressing the attack. And now we see the weak point. It's a great intercept here. Will deny it. Hot dog stand down. Got Yari cavalry coming. Yari, of course, can answer horsemen. They're tankier horsemen with bonus against cavalry. Problem is, usually you're outnumbered. That's where this gets a bit dicey. Louis already setting up into the samurai. Interesting switch, actually. I wasn't expecting samurai here. I guess he's anticipating spears, and he's worried about archers, so he doesn't want to just build spears and then get counterplayed by Chinese PP boys. Because, like, China does love building mass archers. We've seen it a lot in the past. It's pretty reliable. More hot dog stands? Did he build a new one again? Oh, yeah, he'd already built the fourth when he lost the third. And, hold on. Oh, no! Louis! He used the vision. I think he used the vision. He definitely used the stealth for us. Someone's out there. Intercepts the spears. And yes, you did just watch horsemen beat spears. Welcome to frag grenades. Oh my god, that... like, part of me doesn't want to say nerf, and the reason I don't want to say nerf is because I think the Shinobi design for Sengoku is a really fun design. But it's so strong. It's too strong. King B, was he getting ready for Castle, maybe? Yeah, he's reinvesting now, but he was holding a lot in reserve. He's got way too much gold, so he's either going to want to trade across, or Castle's going to become the next plan. He could also just supplement this by now adding in archers and going for, like, Steel Dare, etc., but because your opponent's Mass Yari, you don't want to do that. May matters worse. Like, are you guys seeing this? Sengoku's about to go Castle first. This is working out really well so far. Takeda Clan Estate's going to be coming in. That means he can buff the movement speed on heavy cap. So he hasn't queued it yet because you want to drop the brewery first and then go for it. It will be a sake brewery. Nice placement also. It's going to push the mats around the back in a reverse L. So it kind of keeps them further away. Obviously, this first one's going to be exposed. Wow, that I wasn't expecting either. Astronomical clock tower is it's a bit rare these days, actually. Like, you wouldn't believe it if you just walked away from Age of Empires 4 for a year and came back. But like, most people would not go this. Most people these days going Imperial Palace. You can already see what he's preparing for. Horse training from the way, so this is definitely going to be Mounted Samurai. B will still end up taking up fast because welcome to China build speeds. They are nigh on impossible to beat. Dive's coming in. Catches him doing it, but the Shinobi spawn. That's going to be big. Look at the damage. Yeah, this makes Outpost hurt. Good dodge on the second volley there. Louis didn't stagger his grenades at all. Nice staggered formation there. We'll be able to re-enter here. No ranged armor still. B finally has the blacksmith dropped. Has been slow. Spin diving in. Locks out the food. Now, hold on a second. What was starting to look like a great position for Louis is quickly unraveling here. Gold is getting out and out. And remember, you can only get the Mat Samurai strat going if you can either A, access this gold or work these mats. That is why B keeps diving this area. He's bought enough time for Lancers to start arriving. The Yari cavalry will be enough to scare him off, in conjunction with the fact that he doesn't know how long it is until Shinobi are back up. Dude, that's the biggest problem. Like, that's the other thing. There's no easy way of telling, okay, yeah, like, he just used them. They could have been live for 90 seconds and just expired. They could come back up. So that's the other polarizing part. It's not just that you have 100% uptime when Shinobi's that. It's that me on the other side, I don't know when they're running out. So I have to act as if you could just have them at any moment. I have to be switched on at all times. That's a big chunk of what's making the Coca insane. It really doesn't have a weakness. Let's see if they can pull off a miracle here, because Louis is going to need all the firepower he can get. Heavily outnumbered. Dive comes in. Shinobi summoned. Clips the Lancers. They really need to up the debuff effect, by the way. Sometimes really hard to see. Like, even we watching this, you have to take a double check to know. I think they just need to have, like, a deep purple fume coming off them. Up to 15 Lancers. Alright, I think B might be safe here, guys. Yeah, this is not a very threatening looking Sengoku. This is going to be a Sengonku. Or rather, a Sengonsun. As a monsoon of Lancers is getting ready to flow over him. I mean, what do you do against this, really? Because your plan was to go Mounted Samurai. Like, you're like, oh, my cav's the best in the world. That may be true, but sometimes bodies beats quality. You could have, like, you could be in a fight with 100 people that have knives. And you've got, like, a Beretta. Really reliable handgun. It doesn't matter, though. There's 100 people with knives running at you. I don't like your odds. That's the fight you don't want to bring a gun to a knife fight, you know? He does scout out and move towards the forest. Scouts another time. Keep in mind, Louis is running out of food. That's why he's setting up farms like this. Yeah, he's trying to creep in range of the gathering. But this is the negative of not taking that tree line. It's blocking him now. Francis. Nice intercept. It's going to just deny the Matsuri from getting buffed further. Dive in. Shinobi spawn, though. The main effect, it matters a lot here. Yeah, the double up damage, the 50% extra damage. It's really impactful with things like range units as well. So denies him on that dive. Lancers will enter the main, though. He building a very healthy lead at this stage. By 11 worker units in total. Catches the workers. Yeah, because you just pulled the army to the west. And this is the thing. For what it's worth, Louis is now taking decent fights, but the numbers are just so far against him. You can take one good fight and then lose 2 skirmishes. That's the problem he's got right now. And he can't afford to do that. I want to remind people this is about Song, by the way. This isn't, oh yeah, it's just classic China, faster TC. You never done it. This is just Pro Scouts mass cav pump. I mean, I guess against a lesser Civ, what he's trying to do with Sengoku would have made a lot of sense. But like, this is where China is on another level. Even after the recent nerfs, the economy is so good for the strat. And that's the thing about Pro Scouts. It just provides a lack of negatives in terms of like the impact towards your economy. Like for China, the negative usually is they'll run out of food. But with Pro Scouts, that's not going to happen. So you just greed it up, you gobble everything down, you get your fast techs, and you roll them. I feel like B should have went for the Imperial Palace. Probably. It might have been that he was worried about Yumi and Ashigaru. So then Nesta Bees needs to be done to be safe. It could have also been that he was worried about Spearman. Like, there are a lot of things that the Clock Tower will give you. But now, because your opponent's playing heavy cav, it's pointless. And, like, that should have been the thing you'd expect him to play anyway. It's a 5 relics game. Now, the good news for Louis is the gathering rate on these. It's kind of like having 5 relics. Seriously, look at the speed. Just watch that bar fill up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's quick. It's really quick. So he's not going to run out of gold, but obviously this just means that the B's eco lead is bigger and bigger. The other thing that sucks is, like, actually, Sengoku's weak point is food. It's not apparent at first, because at this point in the game, you have the Matsuris to pad you. You know, the Yatais. But as you go a bit deeper, even if you have the 30% buff on your Matsuri, 30% isn't insane when you consider that there's eco-tech to the other team. Villager's going to try to buy some time. That's not going to work, though. Yeah, he's trying to get fortifications in, but instead it's going to be a denial, so 4 workers going down. The Spearman wave now revealed. Louis wasn't expecting this. Guys, Tanagashima and Ashigaru kind of suck against spears. Might not even good against the Lancers. Look at this, there's an opening. He just goes for it. He runs straight through the center and pounds the back line. Kills the Spearman over towards the Mat Samurai. Perfect denial on the Shinobi. Are they cutting deep enough? It doesn't look like it. There's just too many spears. And the Lancers left over will lock this one in. Sengoku OP question mark? I think China's still got some answers for it. Yeah, chill, guys. China's still good. China is still a good civ. I mean, the Shinobi made it a little bit of a struggle at points, but I think B played around that really well. It's game 1. Right side win. Hey, look at that. Oh, the wordplay. Got him. Shinobi, they lost. I know what's really happened there, Quarry. Like, in my game, they beat me, but here they lost. Suck it. Need second daimyo for cav speed? What are you on about? He had the cav speed researched already. That wasn't the problem. It's just Lancer spam. Lancer dump is still really good. I don't know if that one's uploadable, really. Oh, kind of feel a bit more picky on uploads at the moment. One sec. Have a look-see. Okay, we're going Frisian next. And he just used Sengoku. You see, this is the tricky predicament. I think Ayabiz is the expected. You maybe it's Golden Horn. I don't think Golden Horn's that viable here. I think you're probably looking at Ayabiz or HRE for Louis. So if you're B, he might just have Bassids actually. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Bassids. He could Japan. Would he Tuklak? I haven't really seen Ayabids versus Tuklak on Frisian. In theory, it's like decent for IU. Because it's not the debuff that will affect the elephants, but like the bonus damage on things like Desert Raiders against Raider elephants, maybe. I don't know though. Like you're missing out on Cameloni still, which sucks. So Tuk could actually just be the go-to. Let's have a look. See what the boys are doing. Yeah, it's gonna be Tuk. HRE versus Tuk. So let me mark that in. We got the score set up right? We have. Turns out that elephants are actually carnivores. Yep, they eat us whole body and soul, and they continue to gobble up targets as we head into the swamps once more. Welcome back to the channel, folks. It's time for a caster game. B as the Tuk-Tuks up against Louis MT on the HRE. Interesting choice here. I think Louis had either this or Ayabiz that made sense. B, you know, I was going through his draft like, well, he's got this, he's got that. But at the end of the day, it feels like if you've got Tuklak Dynasty in your draft, you're always picking on this map. This Civ is kind of crazy on water, actually. They use the food really well, and they get more food than other Civs. And their fishing boats protect your food investment without you needing to add in archer ships. There's just so many good things about it. So no surprise there. Predictions now. We'll see how those ones pan out. First of the docks has been set up. So Louis is going to be, of course, mirroring the play because, like, what else are you picking HRE here for? You could Dark Age Rush, but like we said, because of the fishing boats having arrows, it's a bad idea. Seriously, these boats protect themselves. Like, seriously, I don't know what it is. You know, like, I would have thought you just load a bunch of fishing lines on fishing rods, but these guys apparently, I guess maybe they fish with bows? I assume that's what they do? Maybe? Oh, I just realized we're slightly behind live. Let me just speed that up for you guys as well. I think they're like 30 seconds ahead of us. So sheep haul overall looks like Louis has got 14. B is going to be up at 15. And we're caught to live. And it is going to be a Rax now. Okay, so wait, he waits until age 2 to Rax? Well, not age 2, actually. Like, he waits to the point where you could be thinking about starting age 2, though, right? Like, in another minute from now. But now this kind of delays you. I wonder if he's worried that B is going to rush him. It's either that or Louis didn't realize that it was fishing and is now reacting. But I love this from B. Yeah, he just uses the worker that's out here to build stuff anyway. So he builds the racks near the dock. This could usually be seen as a big negative, because if you lose the Spimmin fight, you'll lose this. But that's where the fishing boats are like your mini outpost. They provide arrow fire. That's pretty crafty, actually. The thing I like most about it for B is if you think about the thing that's vulnerable right now, it's not its TC. I mean, villagers aren't going to die of that. It's the dock. And if you build your racks over here, you have to walk your spearmen out. And archery spearmen are quicker. So the reason B does this is so that his opponent can't just pinch him running out towards the eco he needs to protect. Tuklak needs a swimming elephant boat. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What leads you to believe we have the budget for that? I think you're asking a bit too much there, sir. You've got ambitious, lofty expectations. Speed. It's gonna get harassed off the goal. It's just a pretty smart call by Louis. Like, did he realize where the Rax was? Because remember what I said about guarding this? This now means you have to run back to your base. So Louis just switched the script to make it the same problem in reverse. That's a really great read. I mean, there is an argument that the B could just be more greedy, right? And just don't contest this, but build more boats. He clearly had a timing in mind. I guess he didn't want to add more spears in initially. Maybe he forced you now. Tuks are not taking good trades here, guys. This is like a pretty ugly opening. Those health bars, they ain't. No, and even that turnaround was tragic. He got nothing out of that. Now he just got another liability, that spearman at death's door. Seriously, I don't envy the man who has to play against Dark Age HRE. It's so infuriating. You get like no time to react to them charging in, and they can always pull away when you try to charge them back. Like, all I can say is thank God they nerfed it. If you guys remember, when they first introduced marching drills for free, in the Dark Age, you had the full movement speed increase. If you remember a while ago, they nerfed it to be half of the increase. So it used to move at 1.38 in the Dark Age, which was totally not balanced. That was the beginning of the HRE's rise to domination. He overall is ahead on fishing, but Lou's now catching up, and he's also teching up. Man, dude, this could be a really fast game. Minework Palace, let's go! Come on, guys, like this is what you've been waiting for. We've seen HRE versus Tuklak a few times, and every time I'm like, well, maybe this is a good Minework game. Look at that, feudal tempo, try to overwhelm, but no one ever does it. Could this be the day? Guys, what if Tuklak Towers was just an elephant that's been cemented? Which would make it look like one of the ones from Lord of the Rings, you know, the Southerners. Almost complete. The time not on his side here. Does microwave the injured spearman because he's thinking about feudal. If he gets feudal, he's gathering gold now. If he gets it, all this damage is gone. And Louis now urgently chasing. Remember, as soon as he techs up, these guys will be faster. Much faster. Boom, there you go. The zoom increases. Should be able to gap close faster now. Has already got hardened tech coming. B needs an age up now. Why is Louis backing off this much, though? I mean, the count is high for B, but the quality now a lot better for Louis. And he even has all pikes coming through. No hesitation. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if you rush his Bloomberry as well. Just min-max the damage. And this is about to be a really hard fight for B. 15 spears to 13. Dome of Faith still only half complete. The commitment comes through. All pikes yet to be completed. Spears not being targeted down when they're injured here. No, B just panics and breaks away. Now, the weird part is Louis is not diving on that gold, so B is still looking for that timing into the heal elephant, which will get buffed by all of these speeds. And we're also against spearmen technically counter that heal elephant, so it's a bit of a weird double-edged sword here. Yeah, it's like you're seeing, you're going, wait, I don't get it. So do the spearmen count, like because it's spear on spear, does it counter the heal elephants, or does it enable the heal elephants? Because if your opponent's just going to mirror spear count, it means the healer elephant's going to get +1 damage for every friendly spearman in the fight. So that means right now, when this healer elephant comes out, he's going to have over double his initial damage. because of those spears. Just want to try to keep the injured guys alive here so you can get topped off. That heal elephant, he's almost been born. It's like your chosen one emerging into the kingdom of mankind. Hard and upgrading. That's what he's rushing the gold for, so he's happy with just the one healer. Now it's time to top off that credit card. Boop, boop. Here we go. For the low, low price of free healthcare, they're going to full. Louis has the right idea. He's switching archers now. And you guys are going to get wrist cramp after all this. Like, seriously, it's going to take a while. Keep waving. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. When they think you're going to lose, but you pick two clacks. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. Archer count would need to be what? 9 should be good enough for the one-hit kill. You always want to add in an extra one to be safe, though, because if your opponent rushes undermesh, you'll lose out there. But you could also just go Steel Arrow. Steel Arrow insulates you against the undermesh. So remember, you do 10 damage if you're, like, matching techs. And you only need 9 shots to kill a spear. But usually the other reason 10's safer is if you're slightly staggered on your archers attacking, it means that the healer can't, like, they won't be able to, the person should be dead. Like, at that point, probably won't be even at 10, I'd say. 10 or 11, just to be safe. He's going archers now. From behind. What? He's quite far behind the count already. Remember, we have got the march drills, so very hard to get on top of these archers. The healing matters a lot here. Louis, in the fight, doesn't have the count for an insta-elimination. He's hanging around a lot with those archers. So he is just going to keep chasing him away. Bludgeoning begins. This healer elephant hits for 33 damage. He can free hit a spearman that's meant to counter him. You gotta fin that herd, man. You gotta stop that damage. Second wave of spears coming to scare him away. Louis, the archers are winning it. He just needs to try and maintain the count compared to B's ones, though. That's the challenge now. Spearman pretty much wiped out. It's still only a single healer elephant in this game. Yeah, things haven't got crazy here. Hold up. We have got the stable switch now. I was wondering if he was going to do this. But Louis isn't nibbling at the bait. You know, he's got good enough food income that he's going to keep spears producing. So he'll have the answer to Raider Elephants. I think this is where things get a bit problematic now for B. He doesn't have that trifecta of heal elephants we normally see at this point. Like, 3 heal elephants really feels like your golden number, your golden goose. If you're going to hit that, you can break everything. At least from what we've been seeing in games anyway. Louis setting up the 6th now. But he's not really keeping the same pace either. Yeah, he's lagging behind. So he can get out Meat Blob soon. He's got a lot of food gathering on land in the meantime to get this Raider Elephant timing. We've lost our scouts and didn't buy a new one. You don't need a scout. You got archers. Archer's like a mini scout, really. Because the vision. You ever find that a bit funny? Is when English players like build a scout, but the Lombos have so much range. I mean, it does make sense because Lombos need the heads up, and the scout can run away if they can't. But you'd think you'd feel a bit safer with all that vision. Raider elephants. No. We've seen that once already on Frisian. I don't think we're going to see it again. Be the freest wind to walk your archers up into a stampede. Hey, look at the archer count. Oh, that's why he went for the worker elephant tech. So he's got 5% more gathering rate, and he's now getting 10% more eco and drop off. That's huge here. Especially considering that Louis, he didn't go Aachen, and he only has 2 prelates for 59 workers, of which 45 are villagers. Yeah, so he's getting like a 10% buff off that. It's terrible. Flash coming in now. Stampede gets activated. Oh, he's baiting them in so they can't brace. Yeah, and Louis realizes he pulls away. That was a crafty idea. Starts to recommit. But Louis, he's going to bludgeon his face with the all pikes. Archer's trying to get rid of that backline quickly. Raider elephants get turned onto. Even with the ranged armor, the archers are stinging, and the spearmen, there's a few spearmen in there being ignored. He reforms on the west side. Heal elephants down, though. And the Raider elephants, have they got enough firepower now? There's barely any left. Has he done it? Archers, they are now going to get contested directly. The B, I think he lost a lot of archers in that engagement. Like, Louis just kept target firing them down one by one. That's what allowed the spin to last so long. Just going to ego child this at the end. So look for another raider. Horseman on the back will find and intercept the archers. Scout also to go down. Spearman Poker is going to scare that one raider away. He's holding. B, he goes for the stampede though. That's a big one. Good spread damage. Has he got a second one coming through? Yep, he has. He's staggering it. It's saturated damage, guys. And it's quite a lot. He is doing every second 8 damage to multiple units. What a sick clutch. The Raider elephants come in with the divine save. Oh my god. I mean, he's still got to deal with horsemen. Like, that's the big thing. If this wasn't all pikes right now, I think Louis would be toast. But all pikes is carrying. It's the horsemen. They're doing 12 damage in trades against Raider elephants while attacking much quicker. They're hitting as hard as a Raider elephant is on average. Like, it's going to be hard enough. Able to scare him away. Raider elephant down. I can't believe this, man. That trample was such a sick idea. The staggered approach, man. Chef's kiss. It was so close as well. It looked like he'd actually got a taste of it. In the end, Louis comes out looking better. So, like, I guess Raider elephants do counter range with trample. It is obvious when they directly headbutt them. But that was an impressive spread. I don't know if it was mathematically better. Let's see. So if he's at least hitting 3 units, that's 24 damage spread between those 3 units every second. Or he could attack and do 36 damage every 2.5. It's better. If he's trampling and connecting with these 3 targets consistently, then trample walking is better than stopping the headbutt. Like, seriously. Because, you know, it takes over 2 seconds to attack that. And we just said per second, if you hit 2 targets, you're doing 24. If you only hit 3 targets, right? If you only hit 2 targets, you're doing 16. So that's still 32 damage, which is practically on par with what you do in a melee attack anyway. And when you consider it's over 2 seconds, I think there's no doubt about it. If you are on top of a target, even just 2 targets, maximizing trample is better than headbutt. Now, isn't that interesting? Okay, I'm gonna zoom out. Dude, these, like, how have they still not nerfed the volume on these things? Like, are they beating the elephants? Like, every single time they steer, you hear. All right, Raider elephants are in. I'm looking elsewhere. I've had enough of this crap. Oh wow, look at that. The galloping of horses. It's so peaceful. And then this. Knock, knock. Oh god, no, get me away. I don't want to hear. I envy deaf people after listening to this. Trying to go for the grab. He could just trample. That is an option. Yep, bye. A little bit late, though. Like, the problem is you're waiting for so long that you have to pre-trample. Because if they get around you with wall pipes, they're going to eliminate. Man, look at Louis' economy. What? All right, he's cruising. Regnit's now coming through. I'm not even going to read that Twitch drop. What? How do you know that's the sound? Is trample affected by armor? No. It's pure damage. Well, we call it siege damage. Really, we should call it pure damage. Go to. A gentleman doesn't tell? Well, depending on the audience, they wouldn't hear you either. He just got a trampler. He's not going to jump on the left. They're just headbutt. He still ends up losing the exchange. Oh my god, the spit count. Alright, guys, this is how elephants go extinct. What? Yo, all pikes is legit, guys. Like, that's the solution right there. Oh, the spice of life. They're Spinman doing a lot, but the all pikes, the horseman is finishing it off. Tech up complete. Veterans is coming in. It forces the fight. It's full hand fist. Stampede! Jumps on top of him. Look at the pass! He doesn't quite connect long enough there to finish him. He's back to slow headbutts. B. Is he about to cinch this, though? He's winning the main fight. The tech up difference, Louis. He came out to protect the fish. And he's going to be sleeping with the fishes. I can't listen to this anymore. I just can't. I'm going deaf. I'm about to mute my PC. Oh my god. Why are they so loud? Why? They're louder than me. And I'm way too loud. I couldn't be a... Guys, I said I couldn't be a Tuklak main. I just couldn't. I haven't got the ears for it. Alright, I'm going to watch these guys instead. They make less noise. You know what the best part is? How do these guys ambush you from Stealth Forest? You should hear them coming a mile off. How stupid do you have to be to not hear these guys coming for a Stealth Forest at you? Be honest, chat. Have you been ambushed out of Stealth Forest by these things? And then you hear them like this, you're like, how did I not know? Louis trying to buy some time. He didn't really have the veteran season time for that fight, was a big problem. Love the wall idea by B. Kind of give himself a little bit of padding room, like a gate to sneak through. If he baits Louis now and he runs past it, you can shuffle through the gate to get the backside. It's usually better with the range element is the more important part. It's like if the horsemen rotate, you run through the gate now. I'm feeling ultra tanky. I didn't take one damage per shot from punches. B. He's committing to this. He's even out on the deer. Louis, he's even got knights coming through now. This might be the Hodor moment. Can't move me if my feet are locked in concrete type feeling. Louis, what was that? What? What? Guys, please, someone give him the memo. That's just like, all right, guys, on the count of 3, we charge. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Why did you guys not move? Can I look at something else needs to happen? Tech up, B. Like, just, I'm over here now. Look, I like these elephants. They don't make noises. Guys, everyone's been lying to you. Loud noises doesn't always make it better. Okay? Can confirm. That's why we don't yell 24/7. We only yell 80% of the time. Because 100% yelling is BS. Dear God, compound defender now coming. Bees. Is he actually doing this? It's 2 relic regnants, which isn't crazy. Yeah, work elephants like so like if these guys are they're yelling because everyone around them's deaf. These guys are just genuinely like they're communicating sign language or something like that. Look so peaceful, man. So peaceful. Who's a good elephant? Yes, you are. No one knows how to place these on farm still. Like, it's so confusing. All right. They're bigger, they're louder, they're prouder. And I'm deafer. They're in 5 seconds on this Civ. Dude, if they've got the gold, there's genuinely no punishment. No Civ tech's faster than these guys. From Feudal into Castle, getting their veterancies. And same with Elite. Elephants. Like, they are faster at going for their veterancies than Byzantines in China. They do pay more. Looks like Louis might be the one paying in blood, though. I think he's got too many archers here. I can't hear. I've taken my headset off. You guys can tolerate this crap. I don't need to. I'd love to see the auto YouTube captions. It'll just be, the whole time. We're zooming out. This is the one situation I'm going to have to start full zooming out on. I'm sorry, guys. I know you can't see it from here, but at least you can't hear it either. The elephants. Most of them are dead. We might be able to get closer. Relics are looking good. Louis has the 4th one now home. He's got all the gold in the world, and not that thing! It's the real elephant! Louis backs off. Mass Knights are on the way. Oh my god, I have to stay so zoomed out. Like, I would zoom out more if I could. I would be on a global map just to be away from the noise of these things. All right, we're going to keep an eye on the mini-map and have a look at what... Oh, God, he's getting more. Guys, I think bees might have done it. War elephants is the answer in a weird way. And he's got enough fish to afford more of them. But Louis, he is reacting. We have crossbowmen now on the way. If you can get up to about 25 crossbows, it starts to look good. Anything less, and the problem you run into is beacon start sniping them before you look fully engaged, right? The preamp. Wait. No, that relic's ours. You get out of here. Guys, I just want to spread the word of his Lord Jesus Christ. Will you not hear me out? Look, we'll hear you out if we can take your ears. How about that? You wouldn't hurt a man of the cloth on the hallowed ground, would you? Guys, they're gonna hurt you. All right, shivs out. There we go. Wasn't that nicer? The sound of shivs over the sound of elephants. There's a lot of idle time, though, for these villagers. Push continues. Numbers are stabilizing, actually. Like, Louis catching up. Crossbow count is still low, though. That's the bigger problem. And guys, can you try to click archers amidst all this? Like, good luck. Good luck clicking archers amidst that. War elephants are taking the lead now. Now, remember, war elephants have a better trample. They do even more damage. Trample's kind of less worth it once you're in castle anyway. Because it doesn't scale per age. It's really weird. My god, the knights. I think they're doing it. Louis. He still needs to deal with that war elephant. Both of them, in fact. Target fire's coming through. One's down. Knights are leaking around in the north side. The raider elephants. They're trying to grind through it. But Zoo Tycoon is a game for the early 2000s. And we are in 2025! Back, you beasts! Back! War elephant on 21 HP. The archer formation did not help there. What the hell was that? B just ran them in to let them die. Back, you foul beasts! Sorry, let me do it properly. You shall not pass! I think they got the memo. They left. Can you guys hear me again? Like, hey, can you hear my human voice? I'm just gonna call this one Age of Empires 4, but you can't hear a thing. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Here to deliver glory to the Tughlaq Empire, but they've ran into an affair they could not address. Crossbows and spears. Snipe him down. War elephant. Gone. It's a forced retreat. B. Fly, you fools! Quicker! Back to the mothership! Forget about the healers. We got first aid kits on board. Because it's time to bail. This is no longer our swamps. He's going to try for it though. The trample. We go straight to the back. Gets the headbutts in, but he's not moving anymore, so no spread DPS. It's become a pure cluster duck, but not enough for one to push Louis off. This man's got commitment, balls of steel, and armor to match it. He gets the comp there. He gets the win on the board, and he proves that although you may go completely deaf doing it, you can beat the Tuklak. What? Can't hear you. Guys, my ears are actually a little bit muffled after that. I think my brain was numbing my hearing for my own sanity. I think that's what was happening. What's up, Real Agent? Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate the gifted sub, you legend. I think I know what to call that one. Age of Empires, but you can't hear. Oh, sorry, you can only hear elephants. Elephants not OP? You say that. I'm pretty sure, like, the sensitivity in my ears has been permanently, irreparably damaged by the noise those elephants made. So, you say they're not OP, but I don't think any other unit has physically affected me in real life like that. So do with that info what you will. Alright. Where are they going next after that? Good God, dude, my ears actually feel really weird after that. Oh my God. The staggered, I gotta give him to him. The staggered Raider Elephant part was sick though. Like, one by one, that was incredible. Alright. Have you got the pick? What are they doing? Ah, okay, there we go. He's a bit delayed choosing the map. We're going Dry Arabia next. Oh, blimey. Interesting. One sec, just need to double check something. Someone pinged me for on something. Alright, anyway. Sorry, just someone bumped me about someone can potentially do. They look pretty cool. Never see them actually doing like integrations. So we'll see if we can actually get something done with those guys. Like, I never see these guys actually doing integrations. How interesting. Alright. So boys, what are they picking? Alright, waiting for them to do their picks now. Yo, is everyone else got their hearing back? Guys, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, guys, like if you turn me back up now, because like, yeah, it's really important. Like, we need to talk about one of our sponsors today. Okay, so you guys ready? So of course, you know, like Opera GX, you guys need to go download that. I need that number to move. It hasn't been moving. You guys, I know you can do it. The other one is PC Specialists. And then, of course, finally...
Oh my goodness!
Jesus Christ. Okay, that actually hit me deep in my brain in a way that I wasn't expecting. Like, I think I've done more damage to my own ears than you guys at home. I'm sorry, I won't do it again. I don't think if I can do it again. Dude, that baby elephant screech hit harder than any other elephant. The PTSD I got. Yeah, but like, you know, you probably do need to unsub now for how expensive the counseling is going to be after that. Good God. All right. Boys should be getting into game in a sec. Drop a like for more elephant noises. That's how we roll. Drop a like if your ears are bleeding, guys. That's how you know you're a hardcore, like, Dynasty's the East player. Deep in the good stuff. Oh my God. I still can't believe that. It's so freaking ridiculous. Alright. They're in game. I'm sensing we're going to have a big problem with our finals. And I'm not happy about it. At all. This is grand finals? No, this is semifinals. Why? Because people are incapable of scheduling logically. I think is the gist of it. Who could have predicted this, right? And it's just like, it's so easily avoidable. Like, dude, just, I mean, one, there's literally every other day of the week that makes more sense for you to host a tournament. But two, I don't know why people, like, yes, it sucks if we can't have you in a tournament. But, like, if you've got another tournament going on, don't double sign up. Didn't we just have this crap happen in Counter-Strike? And it was a whole big drama because Gentlemates basically ghosted a tournament last second. It just puts me in a stupid compromised position. Because, like, now I'm like, okay, so, like, if the person can't play and it's not a penalty, that just tells people they can just do this whenever there's a conflict. Like, screw it, good, do whatever. And then if we do it, like, if we do, like, FF someone, that's another mess in itself. Like, both options are pretty crap. I know play instead. That brings a whole, like, the problem, and that, by the way, that isn't even the solution you think it is. Because here's the other thing. Let's say that was your solution. I'm not saying I'm going to do that, but let's say we did. Now, in future, when someone else FFs, the person from the previous round is going to then make an argument they should be allowed to play in that place, which then delays open brackets even more. Like, I don't think there's any great solution here, you know what I mean? They're all kind of shit. Pardon my French, but bonjour. It's great, guys. We should become a Guild Wars Reforged streamer. You guys hear about that? Guild Wars 1 is coming back. New main game. Let's go. Best MMO of the early 2000s. Let's go. Dude, part of me is tempted. Oh. You don't realize how much my life as a kid was spent on Guild Wars. We were freaking good at it too. Master Ranger. And I got hacked by Keylogger, I remember. And that's the only reason I think I stopped playing. Because I lost all my gear. I was like, what's the point now? Big Sag. Fudge hackers. Any other Guild Wars 1 players? If not, man, I recommend giving it a try when the Reforged drops. You've missed out on a goated game. I don't think I can add. I was going to run ads, but guess what decided to already run ads? Because it always decides to always run ads already when I don't want them. Guild Wars 1 coming back remake? Yup. Guild Wars 1 remastered, reforged, I think they called it, actually, yeah. Play with no subscription fee at all. I think you just have to buy, even if you bought one of the campaigns, you'll get all 3 campaigns, I think is what they've said. And it'll work on your Steam Decks that Emma doesn't have. You've got new high DPI displays, new ambient occlusion, HT blooms. I wonder where they'll make the money. I mean, honestly, I do think, like, my personal take, I think Guild Wars 1 was better than 2. I can appreciate a lot of the cool things 2 does, but Guild Wars 1 will always be in my heart. That game captured me in a way that 2 just couldn't. And it's not 2's fault. Oh. Fun 2 months? Hell yeah. I played it back, I've been like 2008, 2006, 2008, something like that. Like I said, I made Ranger for like over 2 years. All the different builds, man. Just so many different builds. The diversity that game had is like unrivaled in MMO history, in my opinion. I think the closest is like Path of Exile. Like Path of Exile is the one that would be able to match it. And that's not even an MMO, right? Then again, like, technically Guild Wars is an MMO. I don't care about the technicality. All right. You guys ready? Are we 1-1? We're 1-1. Let's go. Be warned, we nerfed them. We actually used a mod to stop them breaking every game. But this guy is now going to try to still make them look broken. Welcome back to the channel, folks. It's time for Louis MT's Golden Horde. This guy was able to abuse a powerful strat, the Kipchak, to win tournament after tournament that we've hosted. But now is a different time. Because we have done what the devs could not. We have already nerfed this. Shout out to Hussein, who created a mod to stop the Kipchak's bugged triple fire arrow. Question now is, can the Byzantines hold off the Horde? He needs to. This, of course, is semi-finals. Winner of this, make it through that grand final showdown with Vortex. If we have Vortex, I don't know. We'll see. Byzantines versus Golden Horde. I don't actually think I've seen this matchup whatsoever. No, like, because most of the time when we've been seeing Golden Horde, it's been on Gorge, and I don't feel like Byzantines is a high pro pick for too many people on Gorge. There's a lot of other maps that make sense for them. We're of course on Dry Arabia. So what's the strat going to be from Louis? Because I feel like Golden Horde, despite what makes them OP, the early game is really bad. I feel like they have limited options, and they always have to go for the same option is their problem. Like, I think that's the thing I'm hating the most about their design right now, is they feel more pigeonholed than almost any other Civ we've seen in Age of Empires. Should you invest time to learn Golden Horde? Will they be enough to the ground? I just don't... I think outside the cheesy stuff, they're not that great of a Civ. I'd say, like, Macedonians, even after Ridari get nerfed, they're going to be more intriguing. Obviously, like, it depends on playstyle, though. Like, with Ridari being nerfed, like, even before it, right, in the current state, when you play Macedonians, you're playing aggro. Golden Horde, you're playing aggro. I'd say, like, the one to learn might be, like, Sengoku. Because I think Sengoku is going to have a balance between aggro and greed, probably. And I think in some ways they're easier to approach for a more casual gamer. Although some of their units just feel like big question marks. Like, I'm still not convinced the Bonker Boys are that bonkers. Like, yeah. Maybe there should be a separate slider for elephant noises on top of the sound effects. Can you imagine? Or, just hear me out, the devs actually, like, you know what's less effort is the devs adjusting the sound of elephants. So, Louis, almost time for a tech up. It's going to be Khan Tordagut because the fuel choices suck, guys. Like, this is... I just don't think this is a very good option. Like, there's nothing economical to choose from for Golden Horde. It's part of why the early game sucks so much. Like, even if you... So even if you knew you couldn't out-aggro the Civ you're up against, you have to do something aggro-ish to draw attention off yourself. Because you don't have, like, a Silver Tree play, for example, like Mongols have. You don't have, like, an Arhan Chapel like H3. You can either make Khan and Tordagut cheaper, or save on your production volumes. Now, that sounds like an economical thing, and it kind of could be cool, but the big problem with the building carts is they take way too long to deploy. Like, insanely long to deploy. Because remember, like, it's the only way you'll feel like a Mongol player, is that you can move buildings and place them. I think what would be more interesting for that, if they didn't want to completely rework it, the thing that would be interesting, actually, is if they made it so that all military buildings can be packed up once and deployed again once. That would make this an interesting landmark choice. So, We have got an attempt to burn down the Uvu, but this is just weird for Limitane. Yeah, I'm not crazy about it. And he already lost Spearman on the dive. The idea makes sense for some civs, like civs that get efficiency there, like Japan. But for Limitane, it's just way too expensive. Like, he's already lost way too many Spearmen doing this. Because he wanted to stop the fortified outpost. Louis outplayed him. Holy crap. Like, what? Wait, did he actually legitimately get 4 in total? The math says he gets 4. That's 90 per. So he killed 4 Spearmen with that. Oh my god. I mean, you don't expect 4 Spearmen to go down like that. Hence why we're talking about the rebalance. Like, it's a good conversation to have this early on. You expect a bit of nuisance, maybe the Uvu goes down, but that's it. Not the guy attacking the Uvu to lose 4 out of 6 Spearmen. Surely it wasn't 4. Like, can someone check the replay? Maybe he cancelled a building, because that still monitors here. The destroyed value does suggest he lost 4. Holy crap. It was 4? Okay, thank you for the confirmation. Like, that's ridiculous. And now Louis... Wait, is he going 2 TC? No, I think this might just be the immediate pasture strat. Because Louis, he's got 10 sheep. That won't last long. I've seen quite a few Golden Horde players set up pastures straight away. Because it's quite efficient. You know, you occupy 4 workers for 250 wood. And normally 4 farms would cost you 300 wood. So it's cheaper. And also farms make you move around, whereas with the pasture you just stand still. The stockyard rather, you stand still. So archer range to begin with. What are we doing on the other side, B? Because it kind of feels like the Russian didn't work that well. That's a good scout though. He did see the Uva going up. Now remember, for Louis to make the Golden Horde work, the catch with this Civ is like they just need stone. They need a lot of stone to castle. If they can get those 2 things, they have a clear strategy. The stone gen is what makes this Civ go out of control. It's all of the different abilities you get, like the fact that you can produce extra units for free. You know, the fact that you can get these unique abilities like the triple shot. Oh my god, it happened again. I mean, you might just get shivs out for this. So much wasted effort for B. Khan. Going for some fun time here. Remember, the first strike is 20 damage, meaning it only takes 4 hits to kill a worker. To be honest. Well, that came from Louis, and there it is. First stockyard up. Just look at the gathering rate. It's really good. I haven't seen too many people rush rotation grazing straight away, because usually you're spamming Torta good, but it might be worth it. If he's going double pasture in a rush, then actually the extra 10% pays off quite nicely. You lose because Byzantines can fast castle in this matchup? It's true. That's why you build Torta good though, because the Torta good are really good. They have an insane amount of health for a feudal age unit. They're 270 HP. Remember, that's more health than a Castle Age Knight. Their stats elsewhere may not look crazy, like 10 damage, but it's the fact they last so long. Nice assistance from the archers. We don't actually have any mercs yet. It's got the house set up, and it is going to be a javelin contract. Makes sense after seeing the archers. There's no point trying to use longbows to whittle down the Torta good because they're too tanky. Better to just take out, counter this backline unit. So I think if B's going to hold this, it's going to be due to Spearman. Spearman's kind of his own boat. I think B's just going for the castle rush now. Like, you have to add in spears until you feel safe, but that seems to be his goal. He's got 11 on gold after all. Oh, hold on a sec. Let's pull back. And the Toragud passively heal the Khan. That's how that works. So, like, there is a strat where you send the Khan in and leave the Toragud back, so he takes the actual damage and then bring him back and heal him. It's not a bad strat. The Tortugut themselves do not get the ability to heal until you're in Castle Age. And then you have to get Sriracha's horse. You know, the Sarai Lancer's ability in the stables. That is essentially step lancers, but it costs stone and it's designed to affect Tortugut as well. Still on the deer. I mean, he's done a good job of just keeping attention back on B's base. He's going to be attacking first, guys. Like, before you attacking your Street Fighter, buddy, I'm attacking. Here we go. Yes, I'm making those bad jokes today. Probably Relic Uvus here. There's not that many range units. Muscovy Yasak isn't terrible, though, if you're just planning to dive. But I think the dive might be difficult when you're forcing this many spearmen out of B. Still, like, you know, in theory, it sets up really well for Age 4. Because it makes your Tortugut unkillable. But the trade-off is getting Age 4 will be much harder. Because the way you generate stone will be slower. Ah, he's going for him. I think the other thing that I've seen that Louis does really well with this is he leverages the Muscovy Yasak to set up the stockyards. Because let's say you had 0 heavy cav or heavy infantry. You would almost be generating enough free wood per minute to build a stockyard every minute. So every 1.25 minutes, he's going to build a stockyard for free. When you say it like that, Muscovy Yasak actually sounds pretty lit. Yeah, because like another way to think about this is if you don't have an army, you know, we talk about how good High Trade House is. Sure, it gives you the deer as well, but usually we talk about the gold. And it gives you like probably 120 to 160 gold in most games. And this is going to give you 200 minus in this situation. Well, he's got 7, so it'd be minus 14 wood. So we'll be getting 186 wood per minute at this scale. That's pretty freaking good out of the gate. And because of the stockyard nature, like, it's just as valuable as gold, to be honest. He still hasn't actually taken the crap yet. Do I think it's better than Relic Uvus? I think if you don't believe you can get more than 2 Uvus, it's probably better. Because Relic Uvus is going to give you 20% more stone, and 20% more stone is only going to equal an extra 12. Even when you scale the Uvu techs into the extra 30%, you get up to 90 stone instead of, you know, like being at, I think it's like 75 or some crap like that. So you're overall only getting about 30 extra passive resources off the double. Even triple is 45. Stone, of course, is more valuable, yes, but like the difference is pretty big between 45 and 200. What the hell? Archers? Not noticed, just sneaking in like that. And not just that, he's going to find the workers building the wall. Great snipe there. 3 kills, 5 total. He goes to the south side. Louis is completely unraveling the insect here. B now down 10 workers in total. Holy mother of Paul. What just happened? Dude, he's teching. He's not meant to be doing this. He's meant to be chilling at home, twiddling his fingers, humming. But the hummingbird had a delivery to make. Absolute brute force out of Louis MT. Then arms switch up down the way. And Louis making men at arms because I think he's trying to be cost lean here. Because he's greeding elsewhere. He's already got the prayer temp. Godhorn cast slowly coming up in the back for B. But no doubt about it, he's in a rough position right now. He has been adding in olive groves, sure, but like think about it this way. He's currently got 7 groves. Great. Louis is about to have 12 farm. That's the way you have to think about this. I'd actually love to see him just going for rotation grazing now. Gives him like an extra 2 workers worth of gathering. slow down a bit there. I think just need to wait for that men-at-arms wave. Remember, these men-at-arms, insanely tanky. They've got 7 armor already. And he can make that even better, guys. He's only got Wedge Rivets level 1. So they can go up to 8 armor. He can then also add in Karash to give them 9 ranged armor. I do like this idea from B, though. He's switching into Cataphract. Cataphract are going to be your best friend here. Because, like, Louis technically doesn't have anything to do with them. Tortugud can kind of wear them down. They won't die to the Cataphract, but they don't exactly eliminate them either. Not quickly. It's Cataphracts, they have quite a lot of armor to begin with. 4 armor, they can get teardrops. You can actually bring these guys up to 7 armor. Which is half of a Torgud's damage. So it's going to be Uber offering priority here. So ramping up that stone gem. Wonder if he's going to go... maybe just into Keshix after this. And then get the stable production rate. You guys noticing something, by the way? Kipchak aren't just your go-to. I mean, in fairness, he's up against Javelins. The funny part is if the Kipchak bug was abusable here, he would be building them even against Javs, I think. It's just not worth it against Jav without it. Remember, the Kipchak bug, there's one with triple shot where it lets you do splash damage. But we have a mod on to disable that. This is a beefy army, man. Each Tortugud with 310 HP. The men-at-arms with 155. Before we talk about effective HP, you know, this army mass, we're talking about 5,000 plus HP. And he had in the armor effect. And he has got the Karash, so look at the armor. It's 8 ranged armor. These are basically English men-at-arms with armor clad. Coming in. Archer's just trying to get rid of that spear line. Remember, the longer you fight here, the better it gets to the Batu Khan. He's going to start buffing up this army. There's level 1. Already plussing the damage up. And breaking straight through. Louis with the uppercut punch. Breaking in. We have got the Mangonel placement. I don't know if it's got enough firepower to it, though. The Tortugud count is still looking so good in this game. I think he lost maybe 1. There's just so many of them. Absolute beefcakes. 310 HP. I can make an elite knight and I wouldn't have that. What a unit. I'm getting a bad feeling Tortugud are going to get nerfed. And the problem with it that I see is, like, if Tortugud get nerfed, I don't think Golden Horde have anything in Feudal Age to really hold them up. It's so good like this. GG comes through. Louis continually stomping the crap out of everyone with the G-Horde. Damn. Guy's a freaking monster on this Civ. So that is going to be Golden Horde versus Byzantines. And next one's going to be Cliffside. What a game. Trying to think what I'm going to call that one. Something to do with the Tortugud, probably. Just called it Golden Horde or the Olympic Diving Civ. Kind of feels right. All right, let's get ready for our next one. Let's see what the boys are cooking up for us. Stockyard and men at arms. It's so simple when you say it like that, isn't it? Stockyard and just heavily armored units. Wow. All right. The boys are in. It's going to be IU versus French. You got this lined up on the right side? We haven't. We need to switch it. Ugh. All right. I feel like every time I watch him on this Campbell Civ, he does something crazy. So watch closely, folks. We head into game number 4. Welcome back to the channel for a casted game. Louis MT on the Iabids up against B on the Francais. Cliffside is going to be the map. Cliffside, it's kind of an interesting one. You wouldn't think French is as impactful on a map that's shorter, but they always impress me here in the way that they're able to flank raid. But Iabids has been a pretty anchored pick here. A lot of players believe in this Civ. Even on a map where you should technically be Dark Age and Feudal Rushed, they always seem to find a way to get away with their greed. Let's see if they can do it in this game. If Louis can, then he'll be on his way to Grand Final Showdown, easy peasy. B, what are we really looking at here? Spawn-wise, okay, so Deer between the 2 bases. I'm wondering if he'll pro scout or just try and play flanks. He didn't get a great spawn for the Deer boar. Usually what you're looking for is them a little bit tighter together, so then you can pull the boar into the center and just mill drop once. Of course, French, like, they don't have to pay much for a mill anyway, but it's still nicer because it isn't as much about the mill. It's that if B didn't want to pro scouts, which B does try to avoid pro scouting a lot, he'd need to set up outposts out on those flanks. Opening, he's going to be decent so far. 14 cheap. Other side, Louis has got 13, so he's keeping pace. So they are about to discover each other. Will they decide that they can sort out their differences peacefully? Or will they decide that it's time to sheep snatch from each other? You know what they do. Let's come on. Come with me. I get you in the divorce. I get you in the divorce. Yeah, he's just going to try and mirror him out to then follow him the rest of the way. Fortunately, Louis still going to get quite a lot on the back. Yeah, and also, B's already been here. He knows he's already been here. So there's no real value now for being this corner. He didn't actually get much out of that intercept. Yeah, his corner's still also not been scouted out. So, wait, B. Don't do that. Actually, in fairness, what I'm on about. Like, he's against Ibads. He would have been fine, guys. Like, they don't really keep many villages underneath the TC. B's really good at that. But it's the type of really good at thing that can easily get you punished when people realize it. B typically likes to borderline dive the TC for free information. Loggy wing, half complete. Whew. Is he going to try to tempo this? It could just fast castle. Like, funny thing, actually, is like with dervishes on your gold, you can essentially rush castle against French knights. It's really dumb. I wouldn't say it's exactly reasonable, but this matchup isn't meant to be reasonable. Yeah, remember, guys, Iabids is thought to be like a pretty good solution against French. Interestingly enough, French does have a really cool build where they kind of semi-rush Castle Imp, and then just start scaling Arbitrary. Like, Arbitrary is meant to be the answer to IU. Some players have been very good at achieving it as well. I think Louis was one of the best players at doing it last year. Well, in the last year. 2 dervishes out here one knight. Yeah, there is like one way you can get a kill. If you have 2 knights and you charge the same villager, you will eliminate them. The problem is any high-level dervish player is just going to stick the dervish between you and the villager. That means your charge will always hit them. Because you can't ignore units in your path for charge. It always connects on them first, right? Like, you can ignore it with a strike, follow up with a sword, but that means you're not going to be quick enough. You won't have enough damage. So yeah, all fun detail there for people that want to ruin French players' days. Which I feel like is a lot of people. First night out. He's going to need a second to even attempt it. And Louis already set up. He knows exactly what's coming. It just makes this look so easy when players do this. But here he comes. Goes for the charge in. Look, Louis, all he needs to do is move across. Think. If it was 2 knights, he might have been able to get that kill. But you're never going to have 2 knights this early. Oh, what? Oh, no. Ow. Oh, I feel good again. Ow. Oh, I feel good again. Guys, shouldn't we be scared? That's a knight. Nah. Ow. Oh, okay. I feel good again. Fun fact. Even the scout will win against the scout. Oh, 2 knights. Wow, now we're screwed. What are we going to... Let me just jam my scout in the way. Who needs Medicare? Just convince people they're okay. I think that's what's happening here. I mean, it's just... I think they're more scared of the monk than they are of the knight. Because if you think about it, he intensely stares at them. Like, oh, guys, you seeing this? Like, look at the way he's prepping his staff. This guy beats them with the staff. That's what it is. Right? That's his whooping stick. This is old Grandpa Ayu. When Grandpa Ayu says you better be more scared of him than a heavily armored knight, you better believe it. But I love the reaction from B. He sees the gold on top of each other. He goes for an outpost rush. Yeah, Louis, he's got what he needs for an age up, but he doesn't have anything beyond that. So he's going to need to be quick on that dervish timing. Does the Royal Institute make French knights win against count? Can do without other variables, because you just get cancelled saddle plus royal bloodlines. But it's never that simple. Like, the dervishes will be there. So you need to address that. And to be honest, like, usually just getting arbitrary can feel better. Like, I think arbitrary spearman's not the wackiest idea against knight. Or just have, like, some knights plus arbor. Because the idea there is the arbitrary clear the camel lances, and then it scales really nicely into Imperial. Easier said than done, though, because, like, you have to remember, we are deep in a heavy cab meta. Like, heavy cab is completely dominant. Outpost now coming up. Louis. It just doesn't... Hey! You shall... Oh, wait. No. Hold on a sec. You have passed, but don't worry. I brought the med-aid kit. Because, you know, med-aid kit isn't good enough. It has to be a med-aid. The outpost could have been a wall. Nah, the outpost looks... Like, the outpost is more intimidating. Like, if I'm a knight and I run up to this, or I run up to a wall, this feels much cooler. Like, there's a good chance Ezio Auditore is on the top and is going to jump. I don't want to be near this. Damn, I was just thinking about, like, a high-quality Total War Warhammer, like style, but in RTS form. You could have goblin towers that just hold goblin squigs. Yeah, just hold squigs at people. I need that. I still think Golden Horde's trebuchets should have the ability to launch Karashiki. I will die on that. I mean, if you're going to bring 5 villagers out here, you don't want to walk them all the way home. So he's going to gather the berries. He's trying to starve Louis out. Louis still got 13 sheep, though. So, freebie dervishes are out. And relics are already home. Like, this is the thing that you need to stop with your beam. It's so hard to stop with heavy cav. Yeah, he's creeping a second one as well. So, his gold is blocked, sure, but he's going to get gold off of these relics now. That's the big problem. And now the raid! Only connects for 1. Still, elimination counts here. What do you do if you're B? I guess you're just going castle? I don't see a timing here to dive. He doesn't have undermesh, doesn't even have a blacksmith. He doesn't have rams. Is there a raid if the opponent's vills are in your base? Even if you have shared custody of the base, it is still a raid. Okay? Like, that's just how... Like, we divided the house. Like, this is your house, this is mine. You know, like, in Transformers, if Cybertron had smashed into Earth and some of Earth was left over, you could still consider it like an invasion. But if Cybertron had completely smushed Earth, it no longer exists, and therefore there's no territorial dispute. It's not a raid at that point. We couldn't be raided because we're now part of it. Hopefully that weird Transformers example helped clear up any confusion anyone had about whether raids are raids if you're both in the same base. This is a raid. And a good one. Oh, man. Alright, something about French having a villager lead at this point. Outpost is going to serve him well. It's fine, guys. It's only a third relic on the way home now. Like, what could possibly go wrong here? What could possibly backfire?
Attention. Novos ordines.
Guildhall down the way, B. He's trying to navigate this minefield, man. He's still enough archers to at least scare Louis for the time being, because like part of his army is just desert raiders only. Now, that's the weakness we've got to remember. Like Louis, he doesn't have much gold, and this is quite the scary switch actually. Like going into horseman's really smart. Your opponent already has a lot of archers, and now he's going castle. He's probably thinking arbitrier. Does get revealed. Does connect. Desert raiders able to snipe too. King Man and Rax is here, so he's worried about that horseman wave. We'll try to address it with spears. Still, that's dangerous. It does open the door for Ayu just to go archers. Fourth relic now? Okay, come on. We've got to at least stop one of these, please. Wait, is he going boar? Oh my god, he is. If Louis runs the dervish in now, he'll see it. Oh no! Okay. That's a big deal. B has been seen. He might have realized it because the wolf just attacked him. So that's a big ping. He's going to walk over to try to intercept the relic, but XD. Guys, we're quicker than the dervish. Oh yeah? How much? 0.03. Whoa. We'll catch him in another map. Yeah, he's going to cut him off and get back to base, but like, it's comical watching archers try to directly pursue a dervish. Wait, no. No! No! Louis! The Master Snake! Double outpost now, but if he just goes in, Louis, he sniffs something. He sees them. He's not going to go for the wall low, but he is going to send in a friend. It's tag team wrestling, baby. Camel Lancer dives. No outpost up. B just had to bail. That was so much better than going for a wall. Because he didn't know where the knights were. They could have been right on top of him. He'd rather take the safe gold because his gold is still at risk. So he blocks out the ball play. Louis now with a 3-worker lead. Looking poised to book himself into grand finals here. Do we have a castle coming? B, no. Guildhall is on food. We've got some ways to go. Louis, remember, he just keeps getting more Desert Raiders for free. They're not a bad answer tonight either, remember. Desert Raiders, they have nicely padded stats to benefit from the melee fights. And of course, the hybridized attack. Of the idea Imperial Age up growth wing, in theory, is really good, yeah. Like, The 10% increased gathering rate makes you better than Abbasids on the gathering rate. Because like, you have Golden Age 10% instead of 15. So you get 20 instead of 15 that Abbasids get. It's pretty good. And it does make a lot of sense here, because like the other options, I mean, you could go industry. It's not the wildest idea I've ever seen. If you needed a farm transition in a rush, I think it makes sense. Otherwise, I'd expect it. Not that he's going to be rushing that age up. Like, this fine to be done. I don't think Louis necessarily wants this to go to Imperial. Considering, like, the way French functions around then. And, like, once they get Red Palace, they're so much harder to eliminate. See? Oh, he does scout the tower. Good reaction out of Louis. A nice raid. He catches him again. The desperation is showing. Like, Bean needs these flank resources. But you're seeing how difficult it is to defend them. Because he's trying to camp the gold. If you're camping the gold, you can't be camping your economy. At least get blocked there. I'm trying to dive in the base. Finding worker kills. He's to lead this building. And that's with textiles, by the way. He's still getting eliminations. A bit rough over here as well. The horsemen surround! What? Knights are meant to love this fight, but with a dervish! With a debuff. Nah. You did just see that correctly, folks. Veteran horsemen able to scare away. It's 12 horsemen versus, what, 8 knights? 7. It shouldn't be that scary a fight, you think, but that's the difference the camel on these makes. Louis just trying to cheese it out now with the ranged hybridization of Mass Desert Raiders. He's even building them actively. It's pretty smart, actually, because if your opponent was going arbitrary, that's not going to work. You go Spim and you can kite him. You go Knights, you can win that. Like, the only thing that would beat it is Mass Archers, but because Louis went Horseman, he wasn't rushing Mass Archers. That's freaking crafty of the Chinese game. We do have emplacements coming in, so that's why he's gathering the stones. Just some spring walls to secure him. I mean, he might even start considering. Just because of the way that you scale Mass Desert Raiders, they're phenomenal once they reach the full phase. Cool. Up to 900 food, so we're gradually getting there. But once again, there's lots of food. Not force, no work with lots of these. Desert Raiders. They can poke at the spears here quite freely, actually. I feel like the archer count is that threatening. Especially when you consider the DPS exchange. You do 10 damage, but you attack quicker. Compared to 12 damage. Oh, sorry, 9 damage rather. But 1.62. So you attack faster, you have almost double the health. And in terms of cost, like, yeah, you're a little bit more than double an archer costs. When you think about the maths in that way, like, Desert Raiders are kind of disgusting. Bun's gonna come through, so just full denial of the Born. No, he gets... Does he get seen? Louis! Hey! Wakey, wakey! Alright, we found the Blind Lancer. The villagers will survive for now. Burning down on the ball location, and he bailed on still 1,000 food. I can't help but feel Beast getting to the point where he might need to actually just dive in for some damage. Not much for the gold. I'm thinking more towards food. These fuckers. No, they've been seen. And this is a questionable dive. Guys, they have 10 firearms. You do nothing. You lose half your damage to firearms. You just can't kill it. It's so hard to kill Abbasid Ayabid towers that are fortified. And the villagers... Alright, I mean, that says everything it has to. GG comes in. There's no beating him. Louis, I think he has one of the best understandings of any player I've seen when it comes to French Ayabid matchups. Man, dude's a beast when it comes to that. I've seen it in so many different ways. When he plays against it, when he plays as it. Guy is a monster. All right. One second. Because now we have a big problem. A really big problem. Because we basically can't play our finals. Yeah, this is best of 5. And I am very not happy about this. I mean, I don't know if Louis is trying to, like, cover for, maybe he's trying to cover for, like, Vortex not being available or whatever. Because, like, Louis is like, I need some sleep. Can we play finals tomorrow? I don't know if he's just trying to be a good bro, because, like, I mean, basically, Vortex literally is playing Outback Octagon right now. I just don't like, I don't know. Like, full transparency, I just don't like the idea, like, it sets a precedent. Like, literally, like, anything comes up, just postpone. Because, like, this is the thing, guys. Like, this will legit be every freaking week for the next 5 weeks. Part of me is just tempted to cancel KPMM until the end of the year. I'm not trying to be dramatic about it. It's just I can already see the future of this playing out again and freaking again. Yeah, I've never seen Louis want to sleep this early. And he hasn't got KPMM tomorrow, so it's not that. He hasn't got Outback Octagon tomorrow. I just don't get why it was Wednesday, Thursday, dude. Like I said, like you know, like there's always going to be some overlap, but why would you choose the final day? Like for example, if he chosen Tuesday, Wednesday, I mean, great for me because like Wednesday isn't overlap, but like Tuesday, like you'd be quarterfinals. It's annoying, but whatever. Monday, Tuesday would have overlapped me twice, but once again, like at least you're not overlapping with literally the finals of a weekly that you know happens every week. Like you have to be at least tuned in enough into AOE4's ecosystem to know it's been going on for like the 43 weeks. So I don't understand why we chose Thursday. Because like wasn't am I wrong? Like did I imagine it was Outback Octagon originally going to happen in October? I know it did last year. And then finished at the start of November.
Now you're my sugar daddy.
What's up, Swaggy? Appreciate it, Ray, buddy. Thank you very much. So basically, my options are allow postpone and do it tomorrow, or like literally be a stickler for the rules and just DQ. But it feels horrible to even think about needing to DQ someone in the grand finals. Who won? Louis won. So Louis in grand finals, but like, bless him. Louis like, I mean, I can play if you need, but like, I need to pop a Red Bull. It's like, nah, Louis, dude, like the Vortex is literally in lobby, so we can't. We literally can't. I'm kind of annoyed. Kind of knew this was gonna happen. Yeah, but like I said, there's no good out. Like if I'm just like let's delay whatever, right? Like I hate that idea because like I said, you know, literally they like everyone who signs up knows, hey guys, Thursday is like gonna be finals, so you have to be available for it. Ask Vortex, no, dude. Like there's no way. Like he's literally already in lobby. Um, And like he at least flagged it, I think, this morning. But I'm just like, why are we flagging it this morning instead of it being flagged days ago? And it's all just I got enough shit on my life going on that's annoying me without this added to it. And that like we legit, like seriously, there's so much crap going on right now. And like we just legit have this situation where everything is even more stressfully compounded this week because everything already got delayed on our brackets because of EGC finals long ass qualifiers. And then we get into the weekdays and people are dragging their feet. Like, I shit you not, Kilyardi and Louis had to postpone their set and they played the last 2 games of it starting an hour before the Anatan Vortex series started. So like, I feel like we're just bending the freaking rules more and more. And the problem with doing that is like, I get it, shit happens, but if people like, oh, the rules are bendable now, like everyone and their mum is just going to start bending the rules. You know what I mean? Like it's really freaking infuriating because I like to believe that people wouldn't, but why wouldn't they? Like it's and it also then creates like it creates a shitty double standard of like we've enforced like Dimu before where he's not signed up on time and he's asked about it and he didn't ask about it in fairness to him, his community did. And I was like, I'm not going to change the rules because, like, if I change the rules for one person, I have to change them for everyone. It's just silly, man. Just cancel from next week, dude. I'm very tempted to. I'm tempted to just cancel and focus on like doing other shit. Because like this is gonna, I think this will keep being a problem until mid-December. Like literally just the week before Christmas. Have to stick the rules. That's what I'm feeling like. I feel like it's just a DQ and Louis just wins. But then, like, my mentality on this is like, if I hate to use like, I don't think Vortex is a bad person. It's like it is what it is. But then, like, you're gonna have to make an example of someone because otherwise, this will keep happening. And then the examples, like, I mean, for grand final being freaking DQ'd is going to be like freaking 8 weeks DQ or some shit. Because I mean, for anyone, it has to be like if I was to run extra KPMMs, it literally has to be because otherwise, it's a little shrug for 5 weeks of the 8-week DQ anyway. Isn't playing Outback Octagon? He is. He's literally playing Outback Octagon right now. Ironically, it literally started as we were finishing this series anyway. I mean, like I like I said to him that like I'm not blaming him entirely. Like there's so many like fucking pieces of this puzzle that makes it unavoidable. That makes it avoidable rather. Like Drongo just needs to come with me, and then we can figure out. But we're literally in motion. I only found out that Outback Octagon was happening on Thursday as well when someone asked about it on Tuesday. I was like, huh? ¿Qué pasa? Because like I only saw in the scheduling when I checked a few weeks back that it was Wednesdays. I was like, oh, I guess he's doing like a stacked day of like he's gonna be live for 10 freaking plus hours. Crazy guy, but you go do it, Chief. I think that's also maybe why Dimu DQ'd earlier because he knew he'd have this conflict. So shout out to the lad if that was the case. Why did Vortex sign up for KPMM? Because I think people kind of take this for granted. It's kind of infuriating because like people don't want to miss out, right? Because it's money and it's like playing and it's content. So they want to do it. But then you just get in this situation where it just like makes me feel like an ass as a TO. But like I now have to be an ass because if I'm not an ass, it will just set it sets what's the word I'm looking for? It just sets a standard that can like, hey, the rules are now flexible. Ugh. Like don't get me like if it was at some extreme, right? Like, oh shit, my dad is in the hospital, my dog has been here, whatever it's gonna be, right? I'll be like, oh shit, okay, I get it. But it would still probably be like respectfully, like, do we have like the flow next week starting tomorrow? So I guess you're not gonna be available, so I'll have to DQ you, and they'll be like, fair enough. So like it's always like it is what it is. But it's legit just like it's just because people are doing multiple tournaments. And like I said, like it's not all blame on Vortex or whoever it would have been. Like there's so many multiple components. Like I did not even know what day Outback Octagon was happening. I thought like it was just Wednesday. But then like Drongo should in theory be tuned into the scene enough to at least know there's a weekly tournament every single week. and then like the players should have the foresight to be aware of this conflict. And then, like, you know, if I have a shit week when no one signs up for KPMM, so be it. It is what it is. But, like, you literally had EGC qualifiers that you knew were going to be long. So that delayed the KPMM schedule where people would schedule late. So, like, this is another thing. It's like not all in Vortex where, like, there's other staggering problems here. But, like, in fairness, on the day, like, people know about 3 p.m.-ish UK time is to 4 p.m. is usually when we're aiming to start grand finals. And that has been a consistent anchorage in KPMM every single week, almost. So, like, that's not an abnormal. So there was definitely going to be overlap then. So, like, I don't know, like, at the end, this just all feels so avoidable if people bother to communicate and also just use their brains a little. DQ Vortex. I'm going to have to DQ. And it's shit for content. Like, if I just wanted to milk content and be like, fuck the standards, I'd be like, yeah, they can play tomorrow. But like I said, I have to, like, it's rules. Literally, we've been way too lenient on freaking rules. And it hit us in the face this week as well because you just had people, like, not completing their sets within the mandatory scope. Like, I think I said to Tommy, we need to update the rules so that legitimately round of 32 needs to be done by end of Saturday. Round of 16 needs to be done by the end of Monday or DQ. Quarterfinals needs to be done by Tuesday, end of Tuesday, DQ, and so on. It's definitely is not on Drongo. No, it's no. Part of it is like on a bunch of different people, right? Like I said, like because for example on the Drongo side, like legit, that I think I said the other day, why the fuck don't we actually have a Discord group that is all the people that make tournaments? Because there's not really that many of us, really. Get one person from Rising Empires, get me, get Warman, get someone from EGC, and get Drongo. And that's pretty much like I think that's all your tournaments. Excuse me if someone runs tournaments, I miss you. And then we just have a fucking schedule. Because I didn't like so I'll show you what I done when I was like double checking originally. When I originally was like, when does Outback Octagon start? My approach was I done this. I went across to this page and I saw, oh shit, it starts there. That's a Wednesday. I guess he's like doing on Wednesday and then maybe only Wednesday. I didn't have any more info because it wasn't filled out yet. This wasn't here yet, where I actually told you the days. So I just basically got blindsided by this literally on Tuesday. And I'm like, well, fuck, I'm stuck now. And people who have asked, like, I don't know if it's going to get asked again, even though I've answered it. People who ask, like, why don't you just change it now so that you do finals on Friday? Because literally, we've done finals on Thursday for 43 weeks. I'm not saying I have a flag in the day, but I am saying that there is a pattern of behavior where people come to do things at certain points. And it like a bunch of people would expect it to be on Thursday. And if you start musical chairing it to Friday, then people get used to it being Friday and it's back to Thursday again, or it needs to change again. And you don't have continuity. You know what I mean? Right? Like I haven't got the marketing to like do the international, like we've changed the date to this, be ready for this sort of thing. So like I'm building up the expectation on a regularity that this will occur at a specific time. And we also try to roughly gauge it to be at the same time each week, right? I feel like we've been fairly consistent between 1 and 2 p.m. on a Thursday. That's when Grand Finals Thursday starts. And we have semi-finals into Grand Finals. And it continues. Polar chat. I mean, it's like it's not about making this a democracy because, like I said, like the rule twists you have here is like if you fucking allow it to change now, it just continues to change. Why did World's Edge not question Outback Octagon scheduling? It's pretty damn scheduling. I mean, I don't know if like I think the fact like we've got 3 tournaments on top of each other, like ours is open scheduling. We just have Thursday, which shouldn't be a problem. But then I think probably originally when Drongo was planning this, to his defense, he probably thought he had weekends, and then he didn't because EGC has weekends now. So he shifted, but my point is, like, within the shift, if we just all actually had a Discord call where we just talk to each other like basic human beings, where we actually all stay remotely finger on pulse into the scene, we can avoid ducking each other over. Like, I literally had the, like, I not saying I'm a saint or anything like that, but like for example, when Rising Empires had the whole $1,000 War Chief Club thing, like I told you guys, I'm gonna let them have their time with that. Like they'll do the thing. I had someone offering to pay me to run show matches on that day, and I was like, no, dude, like they already carved that out. I'm not gonna be a dick and come in last second, and then just like fight them for the same plays and the same time and everything else. You know, we had the same thing with Wama. Wama and me, like we done this very simply. Like when the preview dropped for the content creator preview, we literally, well, I was like, oh, I see you're doing show matches. I was gonna do show matches. And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh, we had the same idea. And then we're like, okay, so what players have you got and what times? So that I don't book them for the same time, or even near the same time, or the same matchups. Because like that wouldn't that be boring? You just watch Anatan versus B on my channel, and you watch it again on Wama's channel. It's like do something different. So like it's just coordinating is only going to make things better, not worse. It's just weird to me, like there wasn't any coordination. And like you can say part of us on me. I should have reached out. I just didn't realize there was an overlap because, like I said, like the flag has been kind of firmly parked on Thursday for literally almost actually it's a year now. Because we started KPMM last year in November, didn't we? So yeah, it's just silly. What's chat saying? I wouldn't cancel next week's. I mean, to be honest, like it's almost like a bunch of shit stacking up, burnout feeling, and this is just like the fucking the see, like I'm even swearing more than I normally would in a broadcast. It's just like the fucking match to light the fire in my brain right now. What else am I missing in chat? So I'm just catching up. Really cool content if the pros were too busy for a month and we had a month of seeing the next tier of players. I mean, sure, in an ideal world. Problem is, I know that's gonna like if we want to be the business person about it, I know that's gonna half my viewership and I'm fucked. Because then I'm definitely not gonna be able to book any sponsors for like the next month following. This is the problem, like being stuck chasing the viewership numbers, but it is what it is, you know. Did Wham sign up? Wham did sign up, but he lost to Anatan Frio. Like when you look at the bracket, there was legit a bunch of people that could have been in this problem. It's a mess. So many of them are playing in it. We can't have a grand finals in one of World's Edge sponsored tournaments. This is reckless by them. I think they should have intervened. I mean, no, like I think it. Like I said, I don't have ownership on Thursday. I legit just think with all the other weekdays. Like it's not. So it's like if it was the Saturday, Sunday, and we're arguing over it, it's like fuck it. Like you know, shivs in the arena go at each other because like Saturday and Sunday is prime viewership. But like we chose Thursday to be out of everyone's way, so this was never a problem. Like we intentionally went out of our way of choosing Thursday, not even Friday, to stay the fudge out of everyone's way. If they had a major tournament they wanted to run, and I didn't want to step on their toes, then they didn't need to step on mine. Because like statistically, even a LAN is most of the time going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we very specifically chose Thursdays for a reason. To be thoughtful of everything else. It just doesn't feel like that same thoughtfulness was given. And in terms of those wondering, like, sponsored, like, Microsoft stuff, blah, 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 literally the only rule, like, it's only over grand finals. You can't have two Microsoft tournaments that have grand finals on the same day. Which is ironic, because technically we would have that. But, like, we're a weekly format. So it's a bit different than like we're talking, for example, you couldn't have Mem's Warlords event grand finals be on the same weekend as EGC's finals. That's where the rule matters. But yeah. Of being Antan fight for the finals. So like I thought about that and I kind of want to do it, but that creates now another precedent. It's just a fucking series of precedents. Because then as soon as I do that, like look at this bracket already. So, for example, let's say, and we've had this before where it's been like DQ, DQ. Because Footman got an FF because Dimmu tapped out. And then, like, Voldemar gets a win because Footman. But then what if Dimmu went, oh, hold on a sec, like, I want the opportunity to play. You get what I mean? Where, like, if you have this, like, DQ and bring the person from previous round. So, like, let's say Footman had legitimately beat Dimmu. Probably not, like, it's still unlikely to happen. Let's say it did happen. And then there's an auto DQ. And Dimmu had lost, like he would then within his right, based on this idea that we let Anatan play instead, he'd be within his right to then say, well, hold on a sec, I want a shot of Voldemar because why does he get to DQ and like I don't get to play? Because now like you've set this precedent. You see what I mean? Like it literally just creates a feedback loop that in future weeks I can already imagine biting us in the dick. It will. Because it is a fair point. If you start making that rule exception, you're gonna have to make it for every single situation of DQ. It's not about knowing top players' egos. It's just, you know how shit it feels? Like you have a grand final. I think we've had a DQ in a semi-finals before, and it's terrible. And yeah, one of them quit for Outback Octagon. I don't know. Some people will just eat this up as like big drama. I mean, have at it and do what you will. Like my frustration, I think it's fair. It's honestly it's just a cherry on top of other frustrations that are happening for me in real life and elsewhere. But like, I think I'm just at the no filter point of like this felt so freaking avoidable. It's stupid that it happened. Make an exception, give a statement, make it clear it's exception. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You ever like did almost think about it like with a kid where you go, you're not having chocolate. And you give them chocolate one time, now they know every time they can maybe get chocolate, sort of thing. Not really drama, scheduling issues. Yeah, but like someone will turn it into drama and eat it up and then criticize what we're saying, which they're within the right to, but like I don't know. I think if you're empathetical about it, you see where I'm coming from. It's like, of course, they're going to prioritize Outback Octagon. It's a $10,000 tournament. I'm a $500 a week tournament. I get that, but it's like it shouldn't even be at this. Like, shouldn't have even got to that point that we're talking about like this. Just fucking drop out at the start. Don't waste time. Don't waste my time. Don't waste their time. Kind of reminds me of the goofiness of like the Gentlemates dropping out of a small CS tournament to do the major. Although the problem there is legit. The coach was outraged that he's being penalized on points. But yeah. That World's Edge or Nilia, it's too late. It doesn't make a difference now. Like everything's etched in scheduling now. You're not gonna like Jongo's not gonna shift to like Tuesday, Wednesday, and I can't be fucked to shift the entire format to a Friday finish or something stupid like that temporarily. I'm almost tempted to just take a fucking holiday for a month. What's your thoughts on Drongo's mum? Pretty hot, but I don't think I should return her calls. Sorry, Drongo. So if Vortex gets second place in Octagon, doesn't he get more prize money from KPMM by consistently winning or placing second? I don't know the math. I'd have to choose. I'd have to check rather. So if you get second place, you get 1,200, but there's the rewards, right? So let's say capped out every award, he'd make 1,400, so he makes 1,600 for second place. Let's say if he wins KPMM, and this is run. How long is Drongo run this for? It's just a month, right? Let's assume 5 weeks. So let's say he wins KPMM for 5 weeks. You would win $875. Like it is more for sure. It's Christmas. Choose what's less stressful, mate. It's easy saying that, but like when you are making your money out of being a content creator, that's not how that works. That's never how that works. Ask any full-time streamer. That is literally like the polar opposite of how it works for us, unfortunately. It'd be nice to take a holiday for a month. But similar to if you took a holiday from your job. Yeah. Actually, no, it's different. You could get paid by your work. Maybe not for 5 weeks. That's why you're not a full-time streamer? Well, welcome to where I find myself. Esports hasn't really been kind to me in the last few years, so I had a shot at it. Start casting Outback Doctor. Dude, the thought crossed my mind to just sit here and cast Octagon games now and be like, fuck it. But I don't know. Don't compare it to just 5 weeks cape. How many times a year does Octagon happen? I mean, sure, but that's different. The only way that would then matter is like if you held hostage or like pointed a gun, like I'm gonna ban you for 15 weeks. But then it's like, well, then they just don't sign up. You're not gonna ban them for not signing up. That's stupid. Vortex is out. It's game 1. It doesn't matter. He's got another game. Like I think that, bless him, originally was like, and once again, like this is not hate on Vortex directly. It's just hate on the situation being so stupid. Is like with Vortex, he even said like if you want, I can play this straight after the Outback Octagon games, and I'm like, when Tommy told me that, I was like, well, the problem is, what do I do then? Be right back in 2 hours? That's terrible. I don't know. Ramblings of a grumpy man. Correctly grumpy, but yeah. Part of me just wants to go headbutt a keyboard. Although it's a very nice keyboard, so I shouldn't. Easy for Octagon to reschedule? Not necessarily, because you then have to reschedule 8 players. It's just the problem literally is like that we were in this position where things were scheduled at the same time in the first place. That's the problem. Is that we shouldn't have really been at that point. Now that we are at this point, it's already fudged. Because it is substantially harder to schedule in 8 people than scheduling 2. That's the same reason why, like, someone asked me, why don't I run a KPMM team edition? That's why. In an open scheduling format, that would be a hella nightmare. That's a reschedule 8 players to change his group? Yeah, but that you've already played games, you can't do that. Now that you've already played games, you fundamentally can't change the order of things, because it just, like, think about what that does. That compromises the integrity of, like, the grouping you've done. People prep for the matchups they know they're going to have. People have already scored points against certain players. You can't just switch like that. Switch to just chatting and start the biggest drama? True. Just need to become a just chatting streamer. I mean, I'm tempted to just take the next few weeks to do some different stuff. I've been ideating some different things I want to do anyway. KP playing games in very hard ways. Stupidly hard ways, actually. Any good? Just watch the games. Thought the other 6 players of the group could continue playing until Vortex finishes. No, because you've got 8 people in the lobby. You need 8 people for a free-for-all. I don't know, guys. I think I'm just going to go off. I'm just kind of frustrated with all. I've got enough shit going on. Ugh. I think I've set my piece on it. Cast that 20 of them finals? No. Louis already gone. I already told him, like, Vortex is playing, so you can't play now. And Louis said he's feeling a little sick. I think, bless him, I think he's just trying to be, like, trying to burden it between. So it's just like, yeah, we both need it tomorrow. But, yeah. Not ideal. Pretty crappy ending to a Thursday. Yeah, that's it. People have their opinions on it. Curious to see how people feel about it. Like, my take is, I'm not blaming a specific person. I'm saying, like, it's genuinely as a community, we had more foresight, empathy, and coordination. And we're a small scene, so it shouldn't be that hard to freaking coordinate. Could have easily been avoided. I know someone's gonna be like, well, KP, you didn't set the call up or anything. It's like, I didn't even know this shit was happening. Or the order was happening in. And, like, without, I don't know, maybe I am much smaller than I even realize, and, like, and it'd be arrogant to say, but I feel like I've been here doing this every week, and if you just glance in and you see what's KPMM, you can, within a second, I've had maybe a small understanding of when it happens. Make KPMM semi-finals play on Wednesday. That's literally my one day off. And I don't want to change that. What's up, Tonio? Thank you very much, man. Appreciate the monies. XOXO. Appreciate the 20 euros, buddy. It's not even covering the game. Like no, but I'm saying like just look at Wikipedia or whatever. Like I don't know. I'm not saying you should be watching me every second, but like I don't know. I feel like if I'm trying to schedule a tournament, I'm gonna check when, like, I'm gonna at least basically go into the directory and have a look at like upcoming tournaments and existing tournaments, but whatever. I think I've said everything I need to on this. I'm just gonna end up waffling if we continue, probably. I said, I'm not throwing the entire blame at one person's feet. It does just feel like it's easily avoidable. Now to decide whether to go off or just randomly go rage play a different game. Might go chill. I'm just feeling really burnt out at the moment. Really burnt out. This feels like a lot of the shit that I'm doing isn't really working. If I'm being fully transparent on it. Which is why I'm in the process of trying to figure out big changes. Because, like, I mean, this is like a different conversation, but I'm feeling Mr. Transparent. If I just continue on the current trajectory of what I'm doing content-wise and everything else, I just feel like I'm going to basically end up out of money and in a... having to go to a different career in like 2 years. So I need to figure something different out anyway. Maybe this is what I need. Maybe I pause KPMM and just figure out what's next. Instead of just going through the same motions. And then getting stressed out when like a speed bump just accelerates the awkward precedent. Awkward timing or whatever. But yeah, lots of shit going on. I'm not going to bore you with it. Yeah. Pausing KPMM seems like punishing players that aren't top 5. I mean, you're not entirely wrong, but like I said, like sadly, the metric nature of things, you've got multiple tournaments going on, it's great for viewers, but if it splits and divides viewership and everything else, and it's just shitter for me. It's just more stress for me, less money for me. I hate to make it about money. I know some people don't like it when I make it about money. There was that guy the other day, stop shilling for subs, but like, I mean, I have bills to pay. I kind of have to think about the money. And if I think that spending less time online in the coming weeks and more time planning what next is financially better for me long term, then maybe that's the thing to do. I mean, it's weird because you're like, yeah, if you're online less, you're going to make less money because you have less subs and less ad revenue. You're correct. But the flip side is also like, if whatever you're thinking then triples your viewership because it was a genius idea, I'm not saying it's going to be, but come up with something, and that also increases your averages to get you better sponsors, then like long term is better for you. I don't know. I don't like being a negative Nelly about this shit. It's just there's a lot of stressful shit right now. the whole thing suggesting like nearly saying they plan it won't work now because like even if we were to coordinate that, it's probably gonna be another week trigger delay. You don't know who's going to be in the finals of the other thing with KPMM until too late. And then it just creates, like, by the time you're in playoffs, you can't alter the schedule anymore. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Ramblings of a grumpy man. I'm just going to go. Sorry, guys. Not the happiest stream. I like to think I try to exude positivity, but sometimes shit just really gets to you. And it's probably like just a pile-on effect type thing. But guys, I'm gonna go. All right, thank you everyone who has been tuning in. Thank you everyone who has been supporting what we're doing here. I'm gonna figure out what we're gonna be doing. See you.